Bad for you over here. It a play a tool for me too.
Welcome, Reggae Boys fans. How are you guys doing today? Ryan LFC, I'm here. My second live on the Reggae Boys. Normally, I do a lot of video, but I just want to start to go live to keep the conversation going, the fans. But at this moment, guys, sorry about the late show, but I'm oversleep. I drop asleep, so human nature. But I have two special guests on the channel this afternoon or this evening, should we say, in Jamaica. Big up to the Manchester City fans. Listen, bro, I'm talking about the Reggae Boys, and I know you're not a big fan of the Reggae Boys. I don't want no banter down in the comment section. I want a peace stream today. No Liverpool. I want to take my mind off of Liverpool completely because them stress me out this season. But big up to you still. Really appreciate you joining. But yeah, I have two special guests. One from Halftime TV in Toronto. How are you doing, my brother?
Doing good. How about you?
Not too bad, you know. Not too bad. Still have to give thanks of life. That's the greatest thing.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really ecstatic to be here. Looking forward to the discussion. And as always, there's something new to explore and to learn whenever discussing sports because we know it can never be informative as we want it to be with one point of view. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm pretty sure the folks in the comment section are looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, tell the people them a little bit about yourself, where they can find a channel, Instagram, Twitter.
All right. My name is Miranda Brown. Myself, you might have known Simon Preston. Both of us were the youngest World Cup analysts back in 2010 at CVM. I moved to Canada, having completed my degree in marketing and communication at Caramac in Jamaica. And then recently, I decided that since I'm always discussing sports and I enjoy it so much, why not just start a YouTube channel? I write for Western Mirror in Jamaica. I also write a personal blog. My personal blog is Halftime Sports. The column in Western Mirror is also Halftime Sports. The YouTube channel, Halftime Sports as well. And you can find me on Instagram at JAnalyst21. So J underscore analyst 21. Yeah, that's my journey really.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that, man. But my second guest, you know, saw him talk about the Reggae Boys one fall in love with him video them. So tell the people them a little bit about yourself and your channel where they can find you on Instagram and
Um, Sorry, man, I hear a little feedback in the thing
halftime,
there. Go
that's
ahead.
you? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but One Aim Sports, just I'll say honestly, I'm a little less qualified than halftime TV. There, I don't have the credentials that he did, but I used to play football, just Sunday league and semi-professional a little bit in school, and it's just a passion that I've always had. And just a bunch of heated discussions that I have with friends, family, about everything from the Premier League to what is going on with the Reggae Boys. We're from there. We might not be there, but that's where the heart always is. And I took that passion to YouTube, which is One Name Sports. We recently, I say within probably the last 4 or 5 months, we started up the Instagram, which is the same One Name Sports. We're starting to become a little more active over there. But yeah, One M Sports on YouTube is where you can find all the content. I try to, highlight all the Reggae Boys action, especially in Europe, and how they're performing. And I give, my thoughts and analysis and a couple predictions every now and then. But definitely, if you want to tune in and have a discussion, One M Sports, just search it up and we'll be there.
Yeah, guys, make sure you go and subscribe to One Year Sports. Big analyst. I don't know what I'm talking about. Or rookie. No rookie around here. Yeah, Reggae Boys fans, as you guys hear the news, Kemar Taxilarins back to the MLS Toronto FC. How you guys feeling about that? Halftime sports, come with you.
I think it is kind of a refresh and go again. his move to Europe didn't work out as we all expected. We were anticipating big things when that was announced. Sometimes a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't even remember. This COVID kind of has everything kind of
COVID
jumbled.
messed up the timeline a lot.
Yeah, true. So I think it's, as I said, refresh and go again. He hasn't been getting enough game time. I think Toronto FC, they have a proper structure. They build players, they send players out. They are a proper football team, put it that way. And I think I can only see good things from Taxi here in Toronto. It's a good program. It's a really good city. I'm pretty sure he won't be missing home any at all, because the Caribbean or the Jamaican population is so much in Toronto. You can't walk a block without seeing someone from Jamaica or whatnot. So Taxi will do well in Toronto, primarily because of familiarity with the faces, as well as it's a perfect time for him, or the perfect place for him to refresh.
Most definitely. Well, a lot of Jamaican say, why Kimar Taxi Lawrence moving back from Belgium, coming the MLS? I hear a few people coming on my last video. I realized that many Jamaican just only good for the MLS. People, don't be disrespect to your own, man. A lot of personal issue Kimar Taxi Lawrence going through in family, but to stay more closer to his family. Yes, we know. Most of our Jamaican players them good in the MLS, but Kemar Taxi Lawrence over 60 cap in CONCACAF. One of the best left back in the past year in the MLS. So
In the MLS,
just
true.
be respectful, guys, and make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys share the stream. We have 17 people on the live. YouTube, what you waiting on? Send out the live stream, man. You guys mean with sometime, man. Hit the like button, guys, and share the content.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend
Yeah,
to tell a
YouTube
friend.
always you have to like 30-minute near video before people start get the live stream. Been gone 7 minutes and we only have 17 people on the live.
True. But and the issue with Taxi though, I see some people in the comments saying it's back way. I disagree. I think he went to Anderlecht, was it?
Yeah, Anderlecht.
Yeah, Anderlecht. No, we have to bear in mind that if you go to Belgium, you have to be prepared to adjust not only to the language but to the conditions. No, Belgium speaks, I think, 6 languages. It's between 5 and 6 languages.
Yep.
Exactly. Now, Taxi, having played all his life in North America, we all know that North America is predominantly English. A little bit of Spanish here with the Mexican population, but it is predominantly English. Now, having moved to a far, it's Europe, it's a new language, it's a new everything. The move just didn't work out. Coming back to Toronto FC, remember Toronto FC won the MLS a few years ago, and they were in the CONCACAF Championship some years ago as well. So Toronto FC is not a small club, and the franchise
one of the biggest side them in MLS for sure.
Right, and we have great players playing for Toronto FC as well. All right, because there's Giovinco, sorry. There is Danny Ozuela. I don't remember his name, but the captain.
Altidore up there too.
Jose Altidore.
And my Bradley's there.
Yeah, Bradley.
Right.
The little Bradley. Yeah.
They have a good team, man.
And there are some big names. So would you say then that Altidore leaving Sunderland and coming to Toronto FC when he did was a backward movement? Sunderland was getting relegated. No, I can't tell the last time I heard about Sunderland, but he saw where it could work for him because Altidore was kicking in goals left, right, and center in Sunderland's team. They weren't the greatest, but he seized his opportunity whenever they presented themselves. So him coming back to Toronto FC wasn't necessarily a step down in his career, but he saw this as an opportunity to get himself back in probably the US national team or to get his name calling again. And his name has been calling for the past few years. I know the US has a fresh batch of youngsters now, which may prove a little bit more difficult, but prior to now, he wasn't doing too bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
I'm
definitely.
I'm I'm gonna play probably devil's advocate just because I agree with you, but just to give the other side of the taxi move, I'll play devil's advocate to your thing there. What I'll say is I really like when we have our players on the big stage. And they let I'll say it's to be seen if them can win the league because Belgium has a system where they do a league and then they do a knockout, similar to MLS, right? No, Anderlecht is a side that more times than not they're in the Europa League.
Yeah. Anderlecht has big players, you know.
Personally,
Don't get me wrong. They've
personally,
produced some phenomenal players.
yeah, personally, no, this is just me. I would love to see, just like how we enjoyed seeing Kemar Roof this year. I would love to have seen Taxi break into the Anderlecht team and maybe being in the Europa League next year.
All
That is
right, question,
selfish, right?
question. So someone's in the comment section saying he was playing regular. No, he wasn't playing regular. He was in and out of the team. And you can check the statistics now because I consume a whole lot of European football. Uh, whether Belgian league, you name it. So he wasn't playing regularly. He was in and out of the team, and then especially the year of the Gold Cup and the year in which the World Cup qualifiers are coming. You want to be playing consistently. Now, Taxi is at the back end of his career. He probably won't play in another World Cup if he doesn't get to this one. And being on the bench at Anderlecht in Europe will not help his case. So I don't know how other people look at it, but I think when the coaches and the scouts or whoever, because based on where I'm sitting, I don't see the Reggae Boys, the JFF program or whatever, sending scouts to watch games. So they consume most of what they're seeing from their offices or what have you. Right now, if they're sitting in Kingston in the office and they're watching their televisions, whoever is the person responsible for locating who is playing well or who is doing well for their clubs, and they're seeing Taxi on the bench in Anderlecht, do you think Taxi stands a better chance than a person who's playing, for example, for Philadelphia Union and is playing week in, week out, or for Red Bull or for LA Galaxy or whatnot?
All right, yes, because JFF love big name, and we know that
I disagree because if you're not playing, they can't tell the type of form you're in.
he was
And if
he was
someone,
playing
if
enough though. He
yeah,
was playing
no,
enough, and
not
Taxi have a good reputation with
that's it. So you're working on reputation. It's kind of like the Ravel Morrison situation where people are saying, okay, Ravel Morrison needs to be playing because he's Ravel Morrison. How, although he was not attached to a club. So you get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that was a bad decision. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
No, that's the same thing I'm saying. So if Taxi is in and out of an Anderlecht team, because especially now at the back end of the career of the season, you know that each game, every team is going to put their best foot forward. So the best players are going to be on the pitch because people are fighting for something, fighting for European places, they're fighting for what have you, right? Now, if he isn't playing, and the persons who are recruiting, especially know when they're spending so much time on English championship players to get into the national team,
I have a
I
question.
think go ahead.
I have just one question, just on your point. If
Yeah.
if MLS, if we are playing at a level, right, that is not challenging you, and playing at Anderlecht, even though you're not making it all the time, is a higher level of equipment, standard, everything that can make you better with you breaking
Yeah.
in the team. Is that not
Yeah.
better than playing all the time in a
It
MLS where
it
some
it
guys?
it is. But let me ask you this now. Have you seen any improvement in Taxi's game since he moved to Anderlecht? Because I haven't, so I'm asking you.
You are correct. But there's things, if we're trying to make World Cup, I think he should limit himself. No, again, remember, I agree with you. But if we're playing
Yeah,
World Cup, just at the exposure, just to see, it's good for have a player in the squad for say, yo, I play against that guy and I
it
know him
is.
right here. It's different than me and him having the same experience because we both watch the player on TV.
True, true,
Taxi can say, yo, I play with that man. I play
true,
with
true.
him, which is friends with this man. I like the fact that some of these players, as much European exposure as we can get. Again, I agree with you that your family and playing time is important. But look, for example, on McGee versus Ravel Morrison. To me, was no brainer. I'll take McGee every day of the week. Him not playing, right? But Ravel being him true we were from long time, and this is why it's 5 or 6 club that release him versus Maggie over there training hard. And when you come in the team, you can see the talent, you can see that there's room to grow. Ravel, I'm sorry, go park yourself one side. I'd prefer to give your spot to somebody. That's just me personally. I don't think Ravel was a good decision. But welcome, who's that? Demo?
Demo J.
Yeah.
Demo J, what you have to say about, because we want to move away from Kemar Taxi Lawrence. What you feel about Kemar Taxi Lawrence move to the Turn FC back in the MLS?
Can't hear you.
Yeah, hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so yeah, big up everybody on the panel, big up everybody in the chat. Ryan, big up yourself. So for me, I don't know if everybody knew that I think a close member of Kemar, his family member died, or somebody for him died, and he was going through some real personal struggles for a while he was at Angelic, and that helped in terms of his dip in form. That really did affect him, and so he had to come back to Jamaica, and he was handling a lot of personal problems. So for me to go back in the MLS and find his footing again and start to play, it's only a positive move. People are saying that it's a backward step. I mean, I don't rate the MLS as no big time league either. But for a man who was struggling and he was affected by a death in his family, I don't think if it's family or a friend. I don't remember who it was.
Him brother meet in an accident, and him brother lost one on him foot, and him brother have to back and forth from America to Belgium. They were starting out to get one foot for him and stuff. So I interview him, and he tell me behind the scenes, say, listen, I'm going through a rough time, because I asked him some of these questions. Why you not playing and all of these stuff? And him say, Ryan, I'm being out of the team. Sometimes him didn't even get paid when he were playing for Angelic, because he have to tell the club, say, listen, a close brother, he crashed off a bike and him lost one of him foot, and he were going through a lot of problems. So that can affect play. And many people would not look on these things off the pitch. They think football player is not human being. Just because they're getting a lot of money, they don't care about football play.
And on that point as well, Ryan, I think that's where we need to kind of step away from the mindset saying, okay, they're only players. So we see them as players first, and then whatever comes after comes after. But they're humans, right? So players move into different countries. If they're having a bad season, we chastise them, we crucify them. Oh, you're a flop, you're this, you're that. But you understand that it's the same as you or I go into a new environment and everything. We're going to take some time to adjust. There are going to be personal issues that are going to arise, whether family related or personal, whatever it is. And if your personal life is in place, then your game will be in place as well. And that's why I said moving to Toronto is not such a bad idea, because with the Jamaican population here, he will be embraced, and having been closer to the family, the friends. Jamaica is like 3 hours away. From Belgium, Jamaica is 8 hours. Well, with a connected flight, they're looking at about 9 hours there. Because I've been to Belgium, right?
That's a big move.
that's what I'm telling you. So you can just jump on a plane at Pearson, and within 3 hours you're in Kingston, and you kick back with your family, even for the weekend, and come back up. You should fly from Belgium to Jamaica for the weekend. When you get back, you can't even train. You need like an entire day's rest, because if you've been on an aircraft for 8 hours, you know how it is.
Yeah. So just to finish up, I mean, I didn't know the exact terms, but I know it was going out in the media that he had some personal issues, and I mean, I figured that's why he was struggling. And just to take it to bigger level, we see it happen to Jesse Lingard the other day.
I was just going to say, but I didn't want, me a man, so
yeah. And then he was affected by that as a big baller making loads of money. He was affected by it still, and then just now he's on loan at West Ham doing bits. So I mean, Taxi going back to just get football again, and we know that he was one of the better players in the MLS, and just finding comfort into familiar situations that he's used to, can bring him back to the level where he wants to be. So that's it for me in terms of Kemar Lawrence.
Yeah, big up Toxic.
Well put, well put, well put. I
Yeah,
really appreciate that bit.
Yeah, man.
yeah. But guys, we're going to move on now to some of our topic we have on the list. But first and foremost, guys, how much credit do you guys give JFF to get two massive game against Japan? Japan that we
Sorry.
beat in 98 World Cup. Can you believe it? Japan team that Reggae Boys beat in the 98 World Cup. Every single World Cup after that, Japan has been a part of it. Reggae Boys only one. But
We've never
as
been
I said,
since.
guys, I give the JFF a lot of bashing. I give them a lot of put them under the bus a lot of time. They get to big game against Serbia and Japan. How are you guys feeling about two game leading up to the Gold Cup?
It shows ambition. But I'll step off here. Do you think we're gonna win any of these games? Anybody else? Anybody?
You know what's funny? Just the other day, Ryan was doing a stream too, and people were making it seem like Japan was this baby team and Jamaica go beat them. And Japan has probably lost one game in their last 6 or 7. Coming through, and both
And
teams are
even
very strong.
and they've been doing well at the World Cups as well. Because if you
Yeah.
remember correctly, Belgium kicked Japan out of the last World Cup. Belgium. And
Barely,
this
they
was
were
what the round of
losing.
16.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
So
I don't know.
no.
I am looking forward to it. I'm looking
Of course.
forward to it. Japan has really good players. They have a better all-around unit. Serbia, I think, has individual players who we all know they've been playing in Europe. There is the youngster from is it Lazio? Is
Milivojevic.
Milivojevic?
No, not
Milinkovic.
Savic.
Milinkovic Savic, yes.
Milinkovic Savic, yeah.
Yes.
So they have a bunch of good players that we know. There's Nemanja Matic. He's on the back end of his career as well.
Mitrovic.
I think Grujic played for them to the Liverpool player. Serbia,
Yeah, so
for Serbia.
right. So they have some big names that we know of. As I think it will be a similar case. The reactions after this game will be similar to that of the US games, where people are saying, okay, they just want to see the players or whatnot, kind of like a scouting reaction. But I don't expect the Reggae Boys to win any of those games. These are well put together teams, and the Reggae Boys is the squad is yet to be determined. We're still trying to fit players in. It's the recruiting is happening now, but you recruiting a bunch of players and just putting them together and sending them out to play. That's not how teams operate. So I think both these teams, they have a structure in place, and they have something that they have been working with. We are only now trying to assemble something to get to compete in.
I just an amendment. I wouldn't say we're trying to. It's not really assemble. We're trying to add to what we already had. We had something where Whitmore was working with before, but JFF right now, I guess they see that the talent that Whitmore was working with, and they're trying to throw new pieces on top of it. So we had a foundation, but the strike and everything that happened before. So now we're trying to integrate like a Mikel Antonio and the youth from Watford and certain other players into the team to build something better, in their opinion. The two games, as I said, I think it shows ambition, because if we make in World Cup, chances are we're facing teams from either of those regions in whatever group we make. So if you can get familiarity and experience and use it as a bonding experience before the Gold Cup, I don't see nothing bad against it. I would just say, just play with heart and just make sure you have respect and pride in the shirt when you come off of the field. Don't lose 7-love and then come on. So you know what I say? Like if you lose a 3-1 or a 3-2 or something, but make sure you show some pride in the shirt and make something like, oh, all right, we see what we're not built to. So when the Gold Cup come around, we can have a little hope, because we get beat 5-love, 4-love, and then Gold Cup stackers. Trust and believe. I just highlight me and watch.
But just to step away from the team itself, in terms of what Ryan asked, a lot of the time, plenty of times, the JFF get a lot of stick, and a lot of people were arguing like only USA them get a match against in this time. Why them could organize more, matches and friendlies? How hard it is to organize friendlies and da 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 da. Now that
Because
we've
there's so
got
many
two
records.
against two quality teams, I hope that people are giving them the credit that they deserve, because we bash them when them deserve to get bashed, i.e. their social media are lack thereof and their marketability and not promoting the stuff. Them get a whole heap of bashing from me as it relates to that. I don't know if you're going to touch that, but that is very sad. And we bash them, but they need to get the praise when they do something as good as this. I mean, 2 matches in the pandemic like this. I mean, hats off to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
Yeah, but as I always say in the team, Reggae Boys, Simmons, Rennie Simmons, in biggest thing, every international break, we want to see Jamaica in action, no matter who Trinidad, no matter who we're playing against. And this is what the JFF need to do every single international break. Whenever we have international break, the Reggae Boys must be playing either one or two game. You know, last international break we play against the United States and we lost by 4 goals to 1. If
Mm.
we just have another game, and I'm not going to say the Reggae Boys is going to get beat by Japan or Serbia. Yes, we know they are a quality team from long time.
No, we
But
did,
this
man.
Reggae Boys team, with Theodore Whitmore, have a chemistry, have something special working. Add a few more of these UK based players. I think Jamaica have a really good chance to get
Mm-mm.
something, either to win one of these games. You
Not,
guys
not,
don't
not,
see that?
not happening. Not happening.
No,
I,
I think that's wishful thinking, put mildly.
I,
Yeah.
wait,
Right, go
wait.
ahead.
If 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 they say we want not put out our A team, then maybe. Like if they're trying to open up their squad as well,
Mm.
then I can see maybe a draw or we steal a game. But I would say probably one of our best performances was in the last year was that second game versus Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm.
And we win that 2-1. Saudi Arabia is not at the level of Japan or Serbia. So even if we're playing that
Saudi
well,
Arabia is ranked what? Saudi Arabia is ranked what?
Yeah, but listen, guys. Remember the first game we lost to Saudi Arabia. The team need a little bit of time to come together. Saudi Arabia has been in their country training. Reggae Boys have to travel go over there. So I
right?
am looking forward to see the first game against I think our first game against
I
who
think
playing
that's I
first?
think I think it's
Serbia. We're
I think
playing Serbia first.
on the
I
third. Yeah, I
am
think
looking
so.
forward to see the second game against Japan to see all the team good. Because I really think at this moment so far, Reggae Boys, I think they have a good chance to beat one of these teams. I'm not
No,
going to say they're going to walk over. I know you guys not saying they're going to walk over us, but I strongly believe this team with Leon Bailey, you have Bobby Reed, you have Raven Morrison, going to remember, you know,
the,
we not
the
only have
only
MLS
problem,
player in the team, we have
the
English
only,
based player where at the level at the
that,
same play.
but that's the problem. I think that's the biggest problem. None of these players are playing together. The squad that play against US is going to look complete like the starting 11 is going to look completely different than the match where we're going to play against Serbia, and then he's going to make changes for the match against Japan. So this might be the second or third time these men even see each other.
All right.
So for go against a
I have a
unit
list
like
here. I
Japan,
just
where
want to continue. I have a list
no,
here where I where I think if we use this squad, I think we really can get something from out of this game, man. I don't want to
it's
say
not the individual players, because if we did boot up FIFA and put the player ratings down the line, I think we have a chance. But it's just familiarity. Yo, me gonna make
Yeah,
that run
and
here. Me gonna make
yeah,
that run here down the line, and oh no, I thought you was going this way. It just look things
exactly.
like that when you have
I,
Japan.
And it goes back to your point, Ryan, that you mentioned about having a game every international break, because these games, they build familiarity with the players, and with new players constantly coming into the Reggae Boy setup. It is difficult when you don't have a batch that you're working, especially if you're not getting the games every break. So if you get a game this break and then you don't get another game until what 2-3 breaks down the line. Then it's difficult for them to adjust to each other's playing style to know that okay, this person is going to be here. Damian is going to be in the box whenever I go down the flank. You get what I'm saying? So as my one name said, familiarity and familiarity bears fruit 9 out of 10 times. We see it with Liverpool, we see it with Man City. we,
We saw it, past tense.
All right, guys, I can't find my starting lineup where I write down. I have it in this book, but I think I remember it automatically, right? I mix it with the UK-based players, some of the new players that come in against the United States. But Andre Blake back in goal. This is just out of my head. If Theodore Whitmore can think like Orion LFC thinking, I think we can beat one of these teams with the starting level. So Andre Blake in goal. You have Damian Lowe at centre back. You have Reading captain Leon Moore, partner with Damian Lowe. Kemar Taxilarens at left back. At right back, we have Alvas Powell. In the midfield, Daniel Johnson. I think I have Daniel Johnson in my team, but he out for the season. So I'm going to pull him and put Peter Lee Vasse in the pulling midfield to protect that back. And also I'm going to have the number 10 from Casey Palmer. I'm going to have Casey Palmer. And also I'm going to have Ravel Morrison. That's my midfield. And up top I have Shaman Nicholson and I have Leon Bailey and Bobby Reed. That mix with some of Theodore Whitmore. And when you look at it, Andre Blake already know cheap player that were playing at the back four.
Yeah.
You guys not getting what I'm saying?
I'm a bit puzzled with a few other choices, but
you can give me your one. You can give me your one. That's how we're talking and see what we can come up with best. So what would you start against the first game against Serbia?
I'd make a tweak, probably Peter Lee Vassell in the holding role, protecting the back four. I don't know. I'm not so.
Kemar Lambert.
Kemar Lambert makes more sense. I don't think Peter Lee Vassell is. He recently found a club in the 11. Probably just now, like getting back to where he was, and also the physicality of Peter Lee Vassell would mean that he would have to be a little bit more advanced. So leaving that defensive responsibility on him is a bit heavy, in my opinion.
Well, some people say this team going to lose down in the comment section. Then give me your, just don't say that. I want you to give me your, this is what I want the viewers to do. You guys are a big part of the show. If you guys have any question you want to ask the panel, send in your question. Don't just say that team going to lose. Give me your starting level. Challenge me.
Yeah,
challenge me. Give me your starting level.
Yeah, so I mean the guys can give their 11 and stuff, but for me personally, whatever 11 that we put out, because of the lack of chemistry that the team has right now, I don't think any of them can beat Japan or Serbia. That's just my feeling, because those teams have chemistry and they're playing together, they're playing games. Japan just beat a team 15-0, regardless of how low the team is. They have chemistry and they play together often. They know each other's game. So
let me throw my hat in the ring as well. Not only chemistry, but they have a system. So whoever comes in, they know their responsibility. I'm still struggling to find out what the Reggae Boyz system is. I only see players going out there to lick some ball, as we used to say in Jamaica.
Exactly. So that just ties into my point.
Another thing that was mentioned before is that the playing as much over the last year. Yes, everything shut down, but Serbia was just involved in qualifiers for the Euro 2021, because it's 2020, but then delayed. Yep. They're playing World Cup qualifiers. They're playing high level games up to where they Japan. Exactly. They're playing high level games up to where they. We had what? 2 friendlies, one versus Saudi Arabia.
And the man not even know each other name.
Yeah, and then we play, so as I said, if they rotate their squad, then yes, we have a chance for maybe a draw or upset. But I can't confident, like if somebody say, yo, put $100 on it, May I go along to money? Sorry. No, do I, as I say, I want them to play with pride in the shirt. Do get some come to, play together and say, yo, yeah, we are going, when I say go in and say we are going to lose. But
Yeah,
go
yeah.
in and say, all right, we want to see your tendencies, we want to see how you move on the ball, we want to learn how you play, we want to build the communication so that when the games them actually count at World Cup qualifying, at Gold Cup time, we can
Mm.
say, oh yeah, we did do this in the Japan game, or oh yeah, we did do this in the Serbia game. Don't come
Yeah,
to the game now and say, yo, what your name, boss?
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what's the strange thing about this entire discussion too? Um, all three of us, bar Ryan, we expect the team to lose, and it and it seems natural, and I think it comes
No,
from that.
what happened still in a halftime sports.
Yeah,
I think both team is a very good team, and Jamaica going to find it really difficult because both team have a lot of chemistry. But
yeah.
I'm saying the same thing to you guys, but what I like to look at it, I just don't want to say, oh, because it's football is round, anything can happen. We play
Oh yeah.
against some of these team and it always been close.
Yeah, yeah, but the football is wrong. But you're not going to say Mona High is going to beat Jamaica national team, boss. Like you just have to use logic sometime. The guys have no chemistry. We just lost to a C side, America side with Pulisic and probably this. And we got spanked because the team has no chemistry.
And
Like
this look like a prime Danny Alves on the day. Um,
Yo,
So
yo.
sure the ball is round, and I mean we can win the game. They might score a own goal and win the game, sure. But looking at the thing logically and analyzing the game, a team coming in to play each other, one playing football has chemistry, just drop 15 love, one trying to qualify for Euros and all of these things, versus a side who just played one game. Nobody they trained together for like 2 hours or whatever it was. Them to know each other name. You just like I say like the team who plays consistently and knows each other's game and system are going to beat the other team.
and adding to what he said as well. The team doesn't even have to be playing brilliantly, but you can
Yeah.
see the direction they're going into. And having seen that direction or having foreseen that direction that they're going into, then you know that, okay, it might not be the next game or the next game, but definitely something is building, something exceptional is in the pipeline. I'm not seeing that. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but with all the big names, the players playing in the English Championship, the English Premier League, the Mikel Antonios, the and Andy Gray, all these players with all the names touted, I am still not confident enough in this Reggae Boy team to say, okay, they're going to do this or they're going to do that. And it says a lot. It says a lot
I
about.
think I
Go ahead.
think I think Whitmore had a core, but the politics don't really make him control the club or the club and the national side as much as he wanted. Because there's a core set of man, you have your keeper, you have low, you know what I mean? You can work up the side and you can see that there's a certain set of 5 or 6 men who are always in at the side. There's leadership and there's continuity in those players. But when you have things you can't control, like payment, like who they call up and stuff like that, you have to shuffle
Where's
your way
Alvas
to move.
Powell playing now? Where's Alvas Powell playing? Because I think
He's not in our club at this
he left
moment.
Africa. Yeah, he left Africa. He got his pay up and he left Africa. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
do we then take Alvas Powell that is unattached then?
But we
yes,
have player we have
because
yeah, go for it. Sport.
yeah, because if you look, is JPL scheduled to start back anytime soon? Is the Premier
What?
League or the Jamaica Premier League, is it scheduled to start anytime soon?
They got they got the green light, but I didn't receive any information about a set date. But
Which
based on
what I'm
my
saying
sources,
is,
they said okay. They received
yeah,
the go ahead to resume or to start the RSPL.
so saying just to keep it on a level, it's like, okay, he's without a club, but these players with a club are not playing. So it's a
Yeah,
level. Then you go on the talent.
but who from the RSPL do gets in? Because I can't really see with the battle players that they have now. It's hard to see. Maybe Ricardo Morris, he was the only one probably, and Ricardo Morris isn't even at the level he was a few years ago either. So probably even he misses out. So I can't see who from the RSPL is going to get in. They haven't played in over a year because the last time the Premier League was in effect was last March.
Yeah.
So that's 1 year and what, a month they haven't played. So regardless of how you're training and all of that, when you're training fine, but you need to be match sharp. You've been training for a year, but when you get on the pitch with players who have been playing week in, week out with their respective teams, regardless of the level that these teams are playing, most of them the USL, the MLS, the English Championship, you're still going to look a yard slower than these players. So I don't know. Like,
well, I don't expect to see any local player in the team because Premier League out for like 18 months is just coming back. So I don't expect us to see, but you know the politics in Jamaica and Federation. We all know that Aberview and Portmore have a big impact on the national team pick, especially local players. So it would surprise to see another Portmore player, Aberview player in this team.
Does Maggie make it to anyone on the 23?
23?
Well, at this moment, it's going to be 30.
23 man squad.
It's going to be 30.
It's going to be 30. But may I ask, let's limit it to 23. If you are at 23, will Maggie make it?
Davis, I want you to answer that question, Davis. Would Terrence Maggie make it? Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would make it.
He will make it.
You guys share your view as well.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a big fan of Maggie. I'm taking him just off a personal bias.
What the reason why I ask it is the same way Maggie hasn't played. He hasn't even made the first team squad for UPenn this entire season. Trust me, every week I go on there and I make sure I look for say, he make the squad yet? And I haven't seen it. He's been playing with the under 23 squad. Yeah. And I say that to say this. Essentially, he's just training. So I know you're saying all of these players from USL, MLS, Championship, wherever they might be, and we're quick to dismiss them. But you have to remember, Whitmore has a tendency to always pick 1 and 2 man from the RSPL and bring them up. So I won't just dismiss everybody and say, in the 30 that we're going to bring, no Jamaican ball are going there at all, because you'll be surprised.
So let me say this then. Do you think that may end up being our Achilles heel then? Because we're operating based on emotions, as David just said. He's choosing him based on his personal bias.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I said that.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
But my thing is, taking him with the squad doesn't mean he starts in the 11. You get me? So
yeah, but taking him with the squad.
You have a lot of players.
Exactly, who are playing and who will contribute to the squad more than Maggie, who hasn't played. He moved to UPenn in 2019?
Yep.
And he hasn't played a game. So I remember I think I had an interview with Shane Beckford, and he came on, and there was some differences with the coach based on my little bit of research that I did. And I'm like, okay, is it that then these players, they bring off, they have personalities, or they have an aura that, okay, I am the man. Coming from schoolboy football, you were the man. You went to Harborview, you still had that appreciation among your peers that you were the man. And then you move to Europe with that same mindset, and that may be a hindrance to your progress, because in your mind, you're still the man. And I think as one name said, with Tapa constantly choosing players from the RSPL or whatnot, I think players should be selected based on merit, and not because you're playing in the RSPL or whatever and you want to have a player from the RSPL. Players should be selected based on what you're doing on the pitch. And if you're not getting on the pitch, then you're not you shouldn't be selected. And that's
Agreed,
my
agreed,
opinion.
I
That's
agreed.
my
agree.
opinion.
And if a player, for example, if you look at a Javon East, just because he's scoring goals doesn't mean anybody else couldn't score as many goals as he is in that league. The leagues have to be considered. The quality of opponents have to be considered. All sorts of things need to be considered. There needs to be a deeper look into things like that.
Yeah. But I want to go to this question because these are some of the problem I have with some of the spectators. I really appreciate you guys' opinion. Make sure you guys smash the like button. We have over 50 of you guys in the chat, or we have 28. Just it free. Just hit the like
True.
button, guys. The more you like the video, or the more YouTube put it up. Hit the like button. I'm not charging you $10. Just hit the like button. As soon as you come in the chat, hit the like button. But I am going with this comment. This is a very good lineup. And if we can start any of one of our game with this lineup, it is a good look. But
So
first and foremost, I'm not going to include in some of these players who don't have the Jamaican
yeah, that's what
passport.
I was going to ask.
Stewart do have him Jamaican passport. Kemar Roof do have him Jamaican passport. They're looking about
Antonio,
it.
no
Mikel
Jamaican passport
Antonio,
as yet.
we don't if he get him Jamaican passport. No, Johnson out for the season, injured. You guys not keep updated. You guys not looking and see what's going
Okay,
on.
yeah, but
Reggae Boys fans,
yeah,
please
but for
don't
DJ,
don't put some of these name player where you will make video about. They're in their process to get a Jamaican passport. I want you to go back to the drawing board and come back with another level. Next
yeah,
level.
Ryan,
Come
Ryan,
back with a next level because I really
Ryan.
want to hear your opinion to criticizing my team going to lose. I'm not coming for you. I want you to give me, challenge me. I want you to challenge me. This is all about challenging the panel. Don't just come give us a level. Yes, would I love to have some of these players in the team? Yes, would I love for every single of these players get their Jamaican passport? Some of them have their Jamaican Pinnock, Leon Moore. And you know what's funny, guys? You know, most of the guys that play in the United States to come to Jamaica, they do not even have their Jamaican passport as yet.
No, they
They're
do.
just in
They
the
do.
process.
They do. They have
They
it.
do have their
It was
Jamaican passport.
Yeah, from what I understand, the processes were expedited, and I'm pretty sure all of them do actually. The Harding,
Well,
the
at the
Bell,
They have to
the
time,
get into
Tilt,
play.
hold
the
on. At the
Pinnock, the
time,
Moore,
United,
all of them.
just a second. At the time, United States allowed some of these players to play without their Jamaican documents. I hear the commentator said it.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't without their documents because they had to
Without
show
their
proof.
passport, it
Yeah.
was in process.
From
They
what I
get the
understand,
final, they
yeah.
get the receipt, say, oh, listen, they apply for it,
hmm
but they haven't get the passport as yet. You know, you get a little piece
Okay.
of receipt when you got the bird paper place and say, listen, you can work with this before. No, this is serious, guys.
Yeah.
When I was looking about my daughter birth certificate, they say, listen, use this, use
Until
this,
the official
that,
document is ready.
till the
Same with the
official
police
document.
records. Yeah, same with the police record. They
Yes,
give you a
what
small
I'm
fee.
saying, we cannot just come and just say some of these players. Kemar Roof, he said him in the process, he just started the process 2 months ago. You know what? You know how long the passport, to get a Jamaican passport? If you have the documents, it take up to 3 to 6 months. Some of these fans don't know of all of these. And this is what
And the
we research
British
on all of this.
and the British Passport Commission is in and out of lockdown as well. So it has been closed about 4 times for the past month. So it opened, it closed, it opened, it closed. So
Come back again, Canberra. I want to hear your opinion. Guys, remember to hit the like button. Let's get the video to 50 likes, guys. We have over 60 people. The more you like the video, the more YouTube send it up. But Davis, finish up what you was saying.
So I guess on the lineup, I could talk about the lineup. So, for the lineup, I mean, you have Kevin Stewart. He just got subbed off in the last game he played, so he's not fully fit. We don't know if he's going to be fit. Obviously, some players don't have their passports yet, even though they're expected to get them. Anything could maybe happen, of course. Fisher, from what I understand, he's not better than Wes Harding. Don't judge him by the club he's playing at because, trust me, I've seen him lately and he's improved and he's grown and he's a quality player. He's a right back. So I think if the coach sees his qualities in training, I'm sure he'd start him. over Fisher, who has struggled to make an impact in MLS over the last couple of years. I don't think more. Let's see. Oh, this is another lineup.
Yeah, this is another lineup. What do you guys think about this?
Listen. Can I just say something?
Yeah,
Right.
go for it.
So far, 3 lineups. Your lineup, Ryan. The one before, and now this one from Dre Anyweather Sports. All these lineups just keep, and you know what I'm gonna say, keep leaving Andre Gray out of the lineup. The man who made his debut the other day and assisted for the goal that Jamaica scored against the USA. Why everybody just throwing away
We're not
Andre
throwing him
Gray?
away.
Hey, would you replace him with Shamar Nicholson, or would you replace Shamar Nicholson,
Shamar
who's
Nicholson
who's
forgot
proved
what?
himself for 18
You know
games,
what?
and every single time he's played for the national team?
Andre, Davis, you know, because we were here yesterday, were challenged Demo. 1, 2 somebody, 2 panelists on the thing where don't know nothing about the discussion we having yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Halftime TV on the spot here. Halftime TV.
So let me lay down my foundation first and let me tell you what.
Okay, go for it.
So this is the thing, boss. People are clamoring for everybody else except Andre Gray, right? Shamar Nicholson and everybody else who they want to put for strike. For me, we know what Andre Gray brings. We saw him in the Premier League do it. He has not been prolific in the championship because he's had 4 goals in the championship this season, right? Shamar Nicholson has not been prolific either, but everybody have used and judged his Jamaican goals and his Jamaican performances, and that's fair, right? But Gray has played 1 game for Jamaica, and I think he was a standout performer against the US because his hold-up play is immense. I thought he was bringing people into play, and he had that assist. So 1 game, and I thought that he was probably a solid 7 out of 10, right? Everybody used what's his name, Nicholson, and him score against USA, blah blah blah, all of this thing. He has 9 goals in his league, Zine, and Andre Gray has 4 goals in his league. None of them has been prolific this season, but everybody hype Nicholson and say, "Oh, we could just use him." But for me, I think the way how Tapa plays, Andre Gray's hold up play, bringing in Leon Bailey, bringing in the other man them on the wing, Bobby Reed and all of that, is much more effective as a striker right now until we get Antonio. That's all I am saying.
Demo, what I want, what I said about yesterday, I'm going to say it back again. Andre Gray, Shaman Nicholson, both of them are similar striker, but what Shaman Nicholson have over Andre Gray is an all-rounded better center forward.
No,
He can do
no,
the same
bro.
thing that Andre
No.
Gray do. He hold up the ball, he much better in front of goal, and also he can do every other thing. Andre Gray just only post up.
No,
Shaman Nicholson can do a lot of
Okay,
different
wait.
things.
Can I ask
Let
you
the
this
other
question?
panelists them get
Dimo,
into
can I
it.
ask you this question?
Okay.
Okay.
Go,
How many
David,
games
go
have
ahead.
you seen Andre Gray play this season? Because I've seen about like 10.
And
I've
what do
seen
you
10.
make of him?
I think he's been pretty bad this season. Like, he's struggled to make any sort of impact other than in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really struggled with his
Did,
confidence. I mean, he stood out in the wrong way sometimes because he looked like
so David,
so
did
poor
those
sometimes.
did those 5 games lead up to the Jamaica game or after the Jamaica game?
Those 5 games were after the game.
After the Jamaica game? Well, I've
Correct.
seen him for Jamaica and I thought he was a standout. But I just want to get the other panelists. We don't want prejudice them mind. So let them have a free mind to talk about the thing.
I mean, I think it's fair to consider. Yeah, I think it's just fair to consider him. When you look at how close they are. But I just feel like, Nicholson has that edge. I mean, you can't just disregard what he's done. How many times I gotta say it? It's like every single time he came on the pitch, he was one of the best players for us during the time. You can't just and it's like, yeah, he hasn't been most prolific for his club, but we've seen what he can do with the national team. He's more proven. The coach probably relies on him more, so it's probably a more realistic
Yeah,
thing to
I'll
put him
say
in.
just piggybacking off your point there, David. 2 things with Nicholson that you cannot fight, right? One, the man is a hard worker for the side, right? You might say, oh, he only has 9 games in 33 for Charlie Roy, but
That's not prolific, bro.
It's not. You're right. But also, did you see that for the first half of the Belgian league that they were top of the table, and that the entire team took a nosedive on the second half? That's not his fault. But he won in play every game, and he was active and productive in every game that he played. So yeah, he's not the most productive in terms of numbers, but the man is playing, and that's something that we spoke about earlier. But the second thing that we think we're always forgetting, especially with the 11s that we're naming, is that you have to have continuity in the side. You can't just say, "Oh, these are the 11 man who we think is the best players, and we're just gonna play them all the time." You need to have, okay, these men is playing game to game to game to game to game. It can't be 1,000% on merit. Oh, you have a good season, just jump in. Or you have a good season, just jump in.
Hold on.
Who are the man
forget
that you
that.
have built a system with?
Fine. We'll forget that Shamar Nichols decides him no want to play for Jamaica against US.
Why?
He took a strike.
No,
and decided to not play, right?
no, you can't do that. You have to why
but you're saying that we can't.
No. You can't show that team and
So we're gonna just show Andre Gray because him come back from him strike now and say, okay, even though Gray had a great performance for you against
strike.
Okay,
Bro,
but who's
no,
throwing away?
what,
What do you mean?
what
Okay,
would
hold
you
on.
say
What do you mean
about Andre
specifically?
Blake? What did I say about Andre Blake and some of these players? Taxi, Alvas Powell.
Damian Lowe.
What would you say? Damian Lowe, what do you say? Don't put them back in the team because they
No.
strike?
We're talking about that striking position because of.
No, if you're going to talk about one player, you have to
players.
talk about all of the players. Them.
Listen,
That's
all right, let me hear.
that was for everybody. That was for everybody, and that was for a cause. You can't punish the man because he wanted to stand for something and say, "Oh, but Andre Blake, look how long we send invite to Andre Blake." So how about you Andre Graham? Sorry, but so why you waited 8 years in order to get the call up because your sister your career not gonna work? Why, when you were having your best season, you didn't choose Jamaica? You chose it in the midst of your worst season. Talk about that. Nah, don't big up the man because he had one good game. He could have been playing with us for the last 5, 6, 7, 10 years. Move
Wait,
your
you talking
backside.
about Andre Gray? You talking about Andre Gray?
Great, nah, man, move. God,
No, hold on. Let me say something. Let me give you more insight because he's wanted to play for the last 5 years, but no one talked to him, and it made it look like players like him, Bobby Reed, just want to come play for the World Cup, and that's not true.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that information.
Yo,
I know you're still, David. I know you're still for and Ryan is for Nichols because him and him a friend. But I just want to hear what the other panelists have to say first before we continue.
Dimo, you have to shoot a shot at me. Okay, I will take that.
Go ahead, my boss.
No, but people need to give Shaman some respect, bro. This is why I have to post him because
hold on, Ryan. Let me hear the man say.
And hold on. Let me just say one last thing.
Yeah,
Andre
go ahead.
Gray wore a Jamaican armband with the Jamaican flag to one of his games in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure.
Who's that?
as well.
Who's that?
And he has a
Gray.
Jamaican chain as well. He posted it on some of his Instagram, and you can see who he's following on social media. It's like you can tell what's on his mind. It's like he's always wanted to play. And as much as people want to say, this and that, it's just out of ignorance and not knowing exactly or not knowing what's going on behind the scenes because he's wanted to play for a while. You can ask Mariappa. You can ask all those guys.
I think when they reached out to try Dini as well. I think when they reached out to try Dini, he was anticipating it as well. He was looking for that call to represent Jamaica as well. Tridini said he couldn't represent Jamaica because we all know that story. But I think during that time, Andre Gray was expecting his call as well. But I like Andre Gray because I've seen him at his best. In the championship this year, I'm not sure if it is his worst, but it's not as great as I've seen him in previous times. But Shamar Nicholson, I've seen him in and out of the Reggae Boyz team. I've seen him play in Europe as well. And I like Andre Gray, as I said, because I have seen him at his best. And at his best, I think he's better than Shamar Nicholson in the Reggae Boyz team.
Thank you, boss. Thank you very much. I appreciate that you did.
But he's not at his best. So,
but Shamar Nicholson isn't at his best either. But I want you to tell me the thing is, he's not that Shamar Nicholson isn't at his best, no. But what is Shamar Nicholson at his best? You get what I'm saying? None of us have seen the levels that Shamar Nicholson can reach or have reached. What is his best season or whatever? We can't allude to that as a reference point. But I can allude to Andre Gray and say, okay, this is his best season. This is what he's capable of. On his day, this is what he can give me when everything is going right, when all the cards are played well. You get what I'm saying? And that is the basis on which I am analyzing both strikers and saying, okay, I would prefer Andre Gray because at his best, I know what he brings to the table.
All right.
I hope that answers the question.
It really does. I hope the youngsters are taking heed.
Are we saying just for the World Cup running and Gold Cup, or are we saying for the future?
I am saying just for continuity, whatever that word is. I can't say that right now. Just for that, to have the team gelling, you use Andre Gray. He was bringing everybody in the play. Use it for Japan and Serbia and see what happens then. You can bring maybe even try play two strikers then. I don't know.
Shamar Nicholson is definitely the one for the future. He will be there. He will have like a long run in the team. So I have no doubt of that. But as I'm saying, he hasn't gotten to his best as yet. Probably his best years are ahead of him. But we have seen Andre Gray at his best, and I think it wasn't too long ago that we saw that. So it shouldn't be too difficult for him to reproduce that.
It's like, yeah, but you've seen him play the last 30 games or something like that in championship. It's like he's a completely different player.
Bro, but I've seen him for Jamaica in the one game he played on he was solid.
Other than that one assist that he had, you know, he lost the ball a couple of times, I think.
No. In that Jamaica game, though, like all jokes aside, he was exceptional in that game. I'd give him a 7.5.
Performance. He decent.
Yeah, but considering the player, remember, it was his first time playing with these players. He came into the team. They traveled halfway across the world, and a team was just assembled and sent out there to play. And this is what he gave us. So imagine him playing with them 2 or 3 times. You get what I'm saying?
Wasn't he the one who played a through pass to send somebody one-on-one with a miss? I think he
played really well. That's why I think as you mentioned, as you alluded to, even playing him in a 2, because he played for Watford and sometimes they played him with Troy Deeney. Sometimes they use him instead or what have you. I think play them in a 2 then if that's the case. But I don't think Tapa will play a 2. But I think if it gets to that, then play them in a 2 then.
Yeah, so just to move on from it, just guys, when you're thinking about 11s going forward, just remember that Andre Gray just played for Jamaica and he was excellent in that.
This man was brilliant.
Here's my final comment. Here's my final comment.
Most of the people who agree with you, who agree with us, say Andre Gray is a very good footballer. He's a good footballer, no doubt about that. Yes, Shamar Nicholson is for the future. Shamar Nicholson still can learn from Mikel Antonio, Andre Gray, because
Mikel Antonio isn't playing as yet.
Yeah. No, may I say when the time comes, Shamar can learn from them in the future. Because really and truly, Shamar is the future. And it's good to see him around some of these top players that play at the highest level in the Premier League and play against the best defender. He can learn a lot from them. But don't underestimate just because he's young, you don't think he can lead the line. He is a player that put good player around him. You will get the best out of Shamar.
Shamar Nicholson's age didn't play any role whatsoever in the analysis. And I think we allude to age too often because we expect, okay, he's 21 or he's 22. Marcus Rashford is what, 23, Phil Foden, 20, Mason Mount, 22. These are all exceptional players who have the potential and have shown that they can perform at the highest level. Leon Bailey is what, 23. These are all exceptional players, and we are not alluding to age, we're alluding to what they have been producing. So their ability and what they've showcased on the football pitch outweighs their age, because sometimes we don't even remember. When I'm watching Leon Bailey in the Bundesliga, sometimes I don't even remember that this player is 23. The nuance, the maturity that he shows on the ball, the aura, the willingness to take that responsibility and to get things done for his team. You'd be surprised. And it's the same thing when Kai Havertz was there. He was captain in the team at 19. and no one was paying attention to his age at the time. So I think, especially in Jamaica and the Caribbean, we put too much focus on age. Oh, he's 21, he's 22, he's 23, whatnot. Right? We want to see no one that. I'll go back to the point. I know Shamar Nicholson will come good. As we're saying about the future, whatnot, it's a given that he's for the future because he's what 23, 24. I think he turned 24 what the other day, Ryan? Yeah, I think he turned 24 earlier in April. So that's no argument on which to build your assessment of a striker. You either have it or you don't have it, regardless of your age. And Shamar Nicholson has it. So don't get me wrong with that. He has it. But in this given time, I just think Andre Gray will offer more to the team, especially in the games that we have ahead of us.
Very well said, boss. Let's move on.
All right, Demo, you get the wishes.
All right, I'm doing good. Can't fight the mud.
Smash the like button, people, guys. Let's get the video to 70 likes. Come on, guys. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Appreciate you guys, man, tuning in.
Yeah,
but
love the support.
Because, you know what I mean, Demo J, yeah, I have some people from Liverpool. Big up yourself, Chilla from Manila. Big up yourself, my brother. Appreciate you guys. You guys, I don't think you guys know much about Jamaican team, but you guys here supporting. You know, I'm a Liverpool supporter, so I haven't seen none of my Liverpool fans in the chat. But you know why? This is what I like. I talk about Liverpool and I talk about Jamaica. And if you realize, I don't know if Demo-J say that. When I go live with Jamaica, I have just strictly Jamaican people. When I go live with Liverpool, I only have strictly Liverpool. I have a good fan base, so appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button. That's a golden rule, guys. Smash the like button. But let's move on to the next topic we have on the list, Demo-J. Is this Jamaica best team? Where do you think Jamaica should do this summer? Go with a strong team in the Gold Cup because we have a lot of rumor that Mexico and the United States will not bring a strong team in the Gold Cup. Do you think we should bring a strong team to the Gold Cup? And is this squad is the best Jamaican squad? Tipper Whitmore should at least bring us to the World Cup or win the Gold Cup.
Yeah, so I think that's an easy question because if the other teams are not going to bring their A game, we have gone so close so many times to winning the Gold Cup. This is a prime opportunity for us to win, and not only to win, but to get the team gelling to qualify for the World Cup because this team has to qualify. Talent for talent, man for man. I think even though the 98 team qualify, and I never watched much of the 98 team, man for man, talent for talent, maybe these guys are ahead of the 98 team, even though the 98 team. I guess you guys can probably tell me more about that because I didn't see them. I was like 8 years old at the time, so I don't really know how much football knowledge did they them time, you know. But this team is a very solid team, and I think that the more they play together and the more that they gel together, they have a very strong chance of qualifying for the World Cup. Winning the Gold Cup is a massive step towards that because I think US not sending the strongest team, I say Mexico, right? Yeah. So yeah, we have a massive chance of winning this competition and getting to semi-finals and finals and whatever. We have to go over the line this time and we have to try our best to win this competition and just stamp our class and our authority. We can't just have big name players with the name on the shirt, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed, all of these man, and we have the names on the shirt, but then we'll go and go flop whistle, you know. So I think this is a strong chance for us to win the Gold Cup, gel the team, and move forward to go qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, and to add on to that, the Mexican coach Martino, he also said that he prioritized the Olympics and the Nations League over the Gold Cup, which means he could probably bring. People are thinking he's going to bring his like C team.
C team, wow,
yeah.
Wow.
And America is going to bring pretty much their B team, which is levels. I'm talking about levels below their A team, which is not better than our A team at all.
Yeah.
If we can develop certain things, of course. And then we have obviously Suriname in our group, which is a challenging opponent which we should get past. Um, and when you look at the route, Canada, I heard the coach talking the other day about he's going to give players opportunities that are not going to make World Cup qualifiers. Costa
Mm.
Rica, you know,
Yeah.
it's set up for us to win, so it's ours to lose. We're basically the favorites.
Mm.
Other than Qatar, maybe you could say, because Qatar, I'm not sure their situation because I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know. But Qatar could be the favorites, but it's kind of ours to lose, especially when you consider the fact that we've been in this tournament, and it's not
Yeah.
like it's the newcomer's curse.
I'll play devil's advocate because again I second your thoughts that we should be favorites for this and we should be putting out our strongest squad. But here's what I would like, right? I played ball for a very long time. You learn more from losing than you do winning. Because when you win, you feel like you've done everything right. You know Jamaican ball and them say already. If we live a Gold Cup, even if there were faults in the team and we are look upon it like, oh, US bring them C squad and Mexico did this and that and the third, you can't talk to them Monday enough because we made history. No, it sounds bad. Again, this is not my real opinion, fans in the comment section and everything. But to me, the minimum is making the final. That's the minimum. But if we lose, especially if we have a consistent squad, let's say 15 or some man in the rotation, losing together and then bringing that into World Cup qualifying to say, no, we don't want, because you know what happens if we go lose at the final. You get cut off from Toronto to England to Jamaica to America. But losing together, I think that would bring the team closer than it is for them go win. Because I can see it easily well going. Yo, we don't win the Gold Cup already, you see it. Like, COVID, everything open up, I go lick downtown and, you forget what the goal is. The goal is not Gold Cup. I'm sorry to say it. The goal is World Cup. That's what we want you to really go. So, again, not my real opinion, but I would prefer. I don't really care. Again, semi-final, final is the minimum. We supposed to be there. There's not 3 or 4 other teams that are stronger than us in our CONCACAF who will not make it there. But if we have to lose this, if we don't make a World Cup, I don't got no problem with that.
So I understand that. I think we can really, really both do great thing in the Gold Cup. I think the squad we have and the rumor that has been going around, guys, this is just rumor. Mexico and United States not going to bring their full team. So they're going to send a weaker team. Canada, a lot of people playing deaf ears and not talking about Canada. But what I can say about the Canadian national team, they have some good players playing in Europe at this moment. When the pressure, when it really need to boil on to win, Canada always buckle when it come under pressure. I'm saying this to say, our pool of squad, what I want to send our B team is strong enough to win this Gold Cup and qualify for the World Cup. This is our mindset we should have. If the United States not sending their strong team and Mexico, we are the third best team in CONCACAF. We need to show that. Panama in rebuilding, Costa Rica in rebuilding, Honduras, they're in rebuilding. We have the third best team in CONCACAF. We're sitting 45 in the ranking, and we need to produce. Tapa need to produce. This is the best ever English squad we have.
I think we take our best team. Reason being, with the World Cup qualifiers so close to the Gold Cup, we can use it as even a camp then, because you remember when players go to tournaments together, the camaraderie is built, the familiarity is built as well. They get to know each other more. They get to understand how each other play, and especially in the international breaks with players coming in and out, it doesn't really do a lot of justice. With the USA and Mexico not bringing their best teams, what this says to me is, okay, they probably won't take, for example, Sergino Dest, but they'll bring in another player who is just as capable of filling in and understands that system. The Reggae Boy team doesn't have a pronounced system as these teams, Mexico and the United States, so to speak. As a result, we as the national team or the Reggae Boys, they need to ensure that they grasp this opportunity and make the best of it. Going into this competition, use this opportunity to build a unit that can challenge and compete and even go through the World Cup qualifiers without even struggling too much, because every World Cup qualifier that I've watched for the last how many years, the campaigns, it's heart in mouth moments, and then you get down to the final stage and then you give up on all of that. I think with the quality of players that we have now, we shouldn't be even worrying about that. And using the Gold Cup as a prelude or as a pre-competition then towards the qualifiers will do only good for the national team.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I agree with most of you guys, what you guys have said. But I said nothing less than the Gold Cup final are going to the World Cup. That's how I'm setting the bar high for Theodore Whitmore. He's been in the job for a long time, in doing good. I want to see the best for Theodore Whitmore. That's the level Jamaica at this moment. We have a core base player, so we need to just start to. And
question before you proceed. So what next for Theodore Whitmore then if he doesn't take this team to the Gold Cup final and he fails to qualify for the World Cup?
Done.
Well, we have to look at a better coach if he cannot win the Gold Cup or qualify for the World Cup, because this squad is good enough. We are the third best team. So
I mean, Ryan. Okay, so to touch on where we place in the region, to be honest with you, as much as I see the players that are coming in and things like that, players can pull out things like that because this is COVID. Antonio's not going to be fully fit all the time. I don't even think he's played 6 straight games this season. So these are things you also have to consider, and the fact that Costa Rica almost beat Mexico the other day, and not one player they have would start for Mexico other than Keylor Navas. So you have to understand that it's not just about players. It's about the coaching, the system,
and it's about
all
the
sorts
team.
of other things as well.
It's about the team, because you may not have the best individual players, but if you have players that understand the system, and I'll make reference to Ryan's team, Liverpool, because individually Liverpool hasn't had the best team for the past 2 or 3 years, if we're alluding to individuals. But as a unit, everyone operates accordingly. They understand the responsibility that they're given by Jurgen Klopp, and each one carries out that responsibility, right? And it goes back to what David was saying. You may have average players, but with proper coaching and understanding of what is expected of them, then they can get the job done for you. And on any given day, they can cause problems.
Yeah, look at as you say that Panama comes to mind, Peru that made the World Cup comes to mind. Like there were no like world class or big talents in any of those groups, but just the wars that they went through as a unit and playing together for so long and having a coach that, this is how we're gonna play based on what we have. They were able to overachieve, and that's what I hope for my country.
And another thing to address, because I saw a couple of comments about the USA, they're not going to bring their A team. They want to win the Gold Cup. That's BS, whatever. Greg Berhalter has said it like several times in press conferences. He doesn't plan on using his full strength team like the players in Europe. He's going to be like we're talking about domestic MLS players, basically their B team. And if you ask any USA fan, whether it be on Twitter, or in person, anybody, who knows about that kind of stuff, they can confirm that with you as well. And I saw another comment about USA's B team meeting France. That wasn't USA's B team, because that was also a couple of years ago. You have to remember certain talents have emerged since then as well.
So what you guys has been saying? So if Theodore Whitmore, because of COVID, we're going to have a 30-man squad. Because of COVID, if he don't make it to World Cup or do something great in the Gold Cup, he shouldn't get sacked.
That's what they're saying in the comments.
No, I'm asking you guys.
Oh no. Gold Cup, as I said, I don't care about. But if he don't make the World Cup with this pool of talent, I mean, as soon as him come off the plane, just don't even try go out. Just go straight to your yard. Just goodbye.
But JFF going to say they don't have the money.
He finds money. I don't know where it's gonna work, but it would be clear at that point. But he'd be in charge at that point for what, 6-7 years?
Isn't Tapa Whitmore one of Jamaica's most successful coaches, regardless of his style of play? Like the man win percentage is
he is, but I'm saying if he doesn't make the World Cup,
you
want to give an international coach 4 years. He has had more than 4. So if you can't make this World Cup, we want the next coach 4 years to make the next one. We're not going to waste time.
We know how management is. It's based on merit. So regardless of your win percentage, there are certain goals that needs to be achieved within a stipulated time frame. And if it is slated that Tapa minimum of final or semi-final of the Gold Cup and qualify for the World Cup, that would be acceptable, right? Now, my question is though, say for instance, hypothetically speaking, the USA and Mexico, they do bring their B team to the Gold Cup, and the Reggae Boyz, we bring our A team and we get knocked out in the early stages. Do we then allow Tapa another shot at it to go through the World Cup qualifiers?
Yeah, I think it would be too short of a window to make that a big of a change. And again, I can only speak for me, and I know I'm not going to say I speak for all of Jamaica, but the real thing is the World Cup. Like, we've made Gold Cup kind of finals on the top of the board. I'm not really too. I want to win it, yes, but would I win it and take that over qualifier for the World Cup? You must be crazy. No. So I'd say I want as many games as possible, as we mentioned before, where the players are playing together and going through these wars together. But I want them together so that they make the World Cup. If them together and win and nice to Jamaica and you never make it, then I'm not talking about that. Good energy.
All right, fair enough. No worries.
Yeah, can I say something on Coach Whitmore?
Go ahead.
So touching back on Whitmore, people a lot of the time they, talk about his win rate percentage and the fact that he's one of the most successful coaches. But who has he played? If people look, deeper into that, there's times where I think he played St. Kitts 3 times in the same year. So you have to understand that. And when last have you ever been impressed with his team's overall performance? And because when you look at that game against Panama, if it wasn't for that penalty, it would have gone to extra time. And who knows what would happen. Against El Salvador, we only drew. And they had mostly domestic players. Against Curacao, we played, I think, like our B team. And it was a poor overall performance. Against Curacao was what would be like their C team right now. And then we played against Honduras, and one of the goals was offside. So if you look at it that way, and overall performances throughout the course of the tournament and the 2017 tournament weren't very good. So these type of things raise questions for me personally as fans as to whether when teams are at their best, teams are coming to not mess around, and everyone's at their best, does Whitmore have enough? That's my question.
I'll speak on that as well, because statistics are so misleading, and especially if you're not an avid consumer of football, then whether on the international basis or on the club level, then you get carried away, because as soon as you start criticizing Theodore Whitmore and his style of play and his system, or you ask the actual real questions, then people start alluding to statistics, saying, okay, he has the highest win percentage or whatnot. And as David rightfully said, who has he played? But how often do we take the time out to check who he has played? We don't. We just see the statistics and then people build arguments on those. Because I mentioned this earlier in the show, and I'll say it again. Topper doesn't have a system of play. And as such, whenever he gets a new set of players, it is extremely difficult for him to communicate to them what is expected of them. It is hard. It is 10 times harder for you to tell a player, okay, this is how I want you to play, when there's not a system that he's playing into. When he goes in, he knows his responsibilities straight off the bat if a system is in place. And that is what the team is lacking now. So whenever a new set of player comes in, it's almost as if you're rebuilding again. You're starting from scratch. Everything is starting over. Whereas if there were a system in place, when you get in a new player, you explain the responsibilities, and that player just fits in like square peg into a square hole instead of like fitting square pegs into round holes.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think we do have a system. I think our system is to be compact and hit on the break, and that's why Tapper likes to use those workman like midfielders to try and win the ball back, because we play compact and hit defensively. I saw it very clearly in the USA game the other day. We just sit back, soak up a lot of pressure, and try to hit on the counter. Now, whether the system is something positive is another thing. But when Jose Mourinho does it, it's world class management. When Mourinho does it,
no. I fully disagree with you in that regard, because if our system then is to play compact and hit on the break, then when we're playing with lesser opponents like a Curacao, as he alluded to earlier, who doesn't want the ball either, then what happens? Because I didn't see the Reggae Boyz playing compact against Curacao. Yeah, go ahead.
After I'm a Man U fan, so all of your complaints, that is only in a nutshell.
No.
I'm just gonna leave it right here.
Yeah. No, I can speak about. I can speak about Ole afterwards. I can speak about that for days. Yeah.
It's the example is almost the same thing in my opinion. Tapper, as Dreamo said, is more of a defensive counter-attacking.
Exactly.
We saw that first Gold Cup.
Yeah, but playing defensive. But playing defensive is not a system, though. That's what I'm saying. So you can play defensive. Don't get me. You can play defensive and hit on the break, but that is not a system of play, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
a system of play.
when you play against United and Mexico, you can use that system. But when you play against the Curacao, you need to break them down.
Are you saying to me that sitting back, absorbing pressure, and hitting on the counter is not a system? That's what you're saying.
You are saying. I didn't say anything about that. You are rewording it. And then it isn't. If that's what you're taking from it. No, how Jamaica plays now. Because if we're allowed to get the ball, then we're still kicking it long. If we're not allowed to get the ball, when we get the ball, we're kicking it long again. So what happens here? I've never seen the regular. All right, in that game against the USA, up until the 33rd minute, we made 8 passes, string 8 consistent passes together. 8 passes.
I don't think that's down to the system. I think that's down to the players not having played football in so long.
No. And I think that's not a good example. I think
that's up to the players not understanding their responsibilities, because the positional play is all over the place. The positional play was all over the place.
You had a bunch of new players.
Yeah, I don't think
you
know
each other.
Example.
And it was extraordinary circumstances, especially when you consider the fact that the players that we've been using for a while opted out. And they only had 2 days to prepare. A bunch of new faces, players who haven't played football, kicked the ball in over a year.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect? A lot of people are just dissing the team and
No. I am not disrespecting the team. I am wholeheartedly behind the team. But you can't tell me that because someone hasn't played in however game, they can't string 8 passes together. Is that what you guys are saying to me? What you guys are saying to me?
But I'm saying even that cause players not to make 8 passes together. You don't need a system.
No. I'm just showing. I'm just asking you this question. If a player doesn't play, or if players don't play for however time, is it too much to ask for them to string 8 passes together?
It depends.
The players don't.
It
The players
depends.
don't know. The players don't know their responsibility. So when they go out on the pitch, it's almost as if we're playing Sunday evening football. They're all over the place. They don't know where their positional play is. Know what? Whenever we're defending, fine. I enjoy everything when we're defending. When we get the ball, there is no outlet, as you alluded to, and that's why Andre Gray. That's why we even got that goal in that game, right? Because we were kicking the ball long. The ball got to someone in midfield before it got to Andre Gray, and then it got to Andre Gray, and it looked beautiful. These are the same players who hadn't kicked the ball in however long, remember? So how were they able to do this?
All right, so as I would have said earlier, because when I was explaining the whole Andre Gray situation, I pick Andre Gray because that's the system I think Jamaica plays. He holds up the ball because we soak up a lot of pressure. He's the one who's going to hold up the ball, bring everybody else into play when we're going to hit on the break. So that's for me why I pick Andre Gray, because I know that Jamaica has a system, and that's why I think he fits in the system more than a Shamar Nichols. Just that's why I made us say that. No, you're telling me that we don't have a system, and I find that very strange, because what would you say was Jose Mourinho's system for Tottenham Hotspurs the other day before he got fired? Because for me, I think it's probably similar to what Jose Mourinho does. We defend, we soak up a lot of pressure, and then when the out ball is there, we hit it long and we try to break. Send Leon Bailey there and the whole up play from the forward, and we try to get everybody else and we'll move quickly forward.
True.
So
But I understand the standpoint that you're coming from, but what I'm saying is when Tottenham Hotspur, if we're using that example, when they have the ball, the players know where to be. When the Reggae Boyz has the ball, they don't know where to be. So everyone is wondering when we perform at our best, it is based on individual brilliance. There is never a moment that we can allude to in recent times that we can say, okay, this was a wonderful team play. It is
That's
always
pretty true, actually. That's true.
Right.
That's very true.
And it goes back to the system. Because if we have separate players in the team who understand responsibilities, then the team as a unit will operate better and it will look better. Even if we're talking about counter-attacking football, we know that, okay, Leon Bailey is going to be there. Say, for example, then, as you alluded to as your example, Leon Bailey is going to be over there. That person is Low is going to be over there. So we already know that these persons are going to storm the flanks. Andre Gray is going to take the ball in the middle, and then he's going to send them on the flank, and then he's going to go to the penalty spot to receive the ball when it comes back in. We don't have any orchestration of a system then, if you get what I'm alluding. And that's why I said I can't see the system, because the last 2 or 3 years, every game that the Reggae Boyz has played has been decided whether by a fluke or individual brilliance. Whether something comes from a corner, Damian Lowe gets up and walks it in the goal, or some individual brilliance. I can't see any team play and that I can use as a reference point to say, okay, this is brilliant team play. And that is all I'm saying. I don't know if you can remember a team play that yielded results for us in recent times, but and you alluding to Jose Mourinho at Tottenham Hotspur, a lot of Tottenham Hotspur's goals have come, even if it's counter-attacking, has come from brilliant team play. So
I'd say it kind of supports your point, but I don't know if you remember McGee's debut game versus US. I don't know if you remember that game. That was before the last Gold Cup. That was probably that whole 90 minutes is on YouTube, and trust me, I've been at work plenty of times and let that match run in the background. I think Vassal had a tremendous game as well, and I think that's the game that Nicholson had scored the long range goal from. I
remember that game. I remember that game.
Beyond the goal though, for 87 minutes. Again, it kind of supports your point. That's the best I've seen Jamaica play in years. We control the game in every facet, from defense all the way forward. Now, I wouldn't say that was the AA US squad, but I feel like with the set of players that we had out there that day, there was a certain kind of understanding of how we're moving the ball. And that's why I feel like it's kind of weighted against Tapa because he can control and get the consistent amount of players playing everywhere. It's not like with England where you say everybody I play every game and you have to choose which one you want to bring in. So there's a
Yeah.
system there. It's not a good system.
All
I say
right. So
that it is not an
that's what we just said.
entertaining system.
That's
That
what
is
I
the
was about.
second part. But there is a system.
Yeah,
Should it be the system going
yeah.
forward?
Mm-hmm.
Only time will tell. This is the most talented squad now, so he's running out of excuses. Before you could say, "Oh, I didn't have this, that, and the third," but here you go. Here's the saw. Here's the hammer. Here's the screwdriver. Can you deliver something? No. That is the question.
Yeah.
No, again, I agree with you. I've seen some games. I mean, like, why are we not beating up this side? What is going? Why are we trying to counter attack? But again, me coming from a Man U fan is the same thing. Why are we trying to counter attack versus Crystal Palace? They're not going to.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
go attack them side
Mhm.
here. But
Ryan,
again, this is the
Ryan,
time now we're going to see it.
just
Yeah.
bring about the comment from the Guna. I forgot his name because I think that's what the issue is with people. So he's asked. He said Marina has no system, and to me that makes no sense because the man obviously has a system,
No, no,
right?
no, no,
Whether
no.
whether the thing is good or bad, that's the issue. Because he's saying if Jamaica is a Newcastle or Stoke at international level, and I'm fine because I can say it's the Stoke of international level because that's the system that Tapa chooses to play. It is not a good system and it's not the way forward, but for me, that's the system I see them play. So it's just like Stoke. So they will have Jonathan Walters up top or Peter Crouch, somebody who hold up the play as the forward, but all other players sit behind the ball. And when them get the opportunity to play to the forward and bring everybody else in, that's what they do. And that's just how me see Jamaica system is. Whether it's the right or wrong thing, that's a different story. But there is a system there, and me see it in games. That's all I say.
Yeah, because when you look at the Saudi Arabia, the second game, I will come to you after anyway. When you look at the Saudi Arabia game, the second game, we look pretty decent. We put the ball on the ground, we play some very good football. I think that's the best game that impressed me in the last year or so for the Reggae Boys, or the last 15 months. That Saudi Arabia game, I think the player them have a very good.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was mostly because of the new additions into the midfield.
Yeah.
I think that played a really big part in that. And one thing we have to remember too is, you know, kind of just know, just I'm not downplaying the performance at all. I'm just saying that Saudi Arabia, because I know about their team, I know a little bit about their team. They had their right back playing in attacking midfield. They had their center back playing as a left back. This was like their C team. So we just have to keep that in mind when we're talking about that game. And we go back to
Yeah,
that
but
game.
you still have Davis. You still have to give credit whether they live
Yeah,
whether
absolutely. I
Saudi
think
Arabia use a C team. It's not our fault. They beat
No, no,
us in
no.
the second
Ryan,
in the
I
first
understand
game.
what David was saying. It's just giving us a bit of perspective as usual. So,
Yeah.
so it's not a matter of pointing figures. It's just like so we can better assess the situation rather than gloating on what is non-existent.
Yeah. We have to say anyway that sports, my brother, always busy. Anyway that sports is a busy man. He work 24/7. Is that true?
You can't really say that because I still chime in on your programs.
We're not hearing you. You're hard. Your
Mike Low, your Mike Low, your Mike
mic
Low.
low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
little
kind of a little bit, but turn it up a little bit. The
That's probably
volume
as
is
loud.
very low.
That's as loud as it's gonna get. Y'all good now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
we can hear you. Go on, go.
All right. So pretty much going back to the original topic that you had there, I believe yes, this is Jamaica's strongest squad assembled on paper, but Tapa needs some help with the coaching aspect. I don't know if he needs a assistant who will work on like the technical aspect and some strategy, but he has the depth at this squad in this squad right now where he's able to change around some players. We have players that play multiple positions, like a Liam Moore. I think it's important for him to try and find a way to have more Pinnock Low in the team at the same time in that starting level. Whether it be playing more at central defensive midfield or at right back, keep in mind that Moore can play right back also. We have a need at right back because Maps is going up in age. Harden didn't make a debut the last game against Saudi Arabia. I think he got the call, but he had to return because he picked up either COVID or injury. So, with that said, Moore, I believe, should go on right back. Then we put Low, pin up beside each other, Taxi on the other side. If we play with a back four, if we play with a back three, then we put all three of them in central defense, and then we put Taxi left wing back and Bobby Reed right wing back, and we can still have Bailey, whoever we choose that striker, because the striking pool is going to be a hard one to pick to see who's going to start. So those two matches, I think he should feel out who starts up top better with a Bailey and a Low at the central striking position. But that's my take on what the 11 should look like. The toughest spot right now, no one can say because we have like two or three players that we're hoping get their passport to play that central defensive midfield role. But right now, with who has their passport in hand, Kevin Lambert, Deshaun Anglin, and Michael Hector, unfortunately, would be fighting for that starting central defensive midfield.
Unfortunately, Michael like that. That is so correct.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna come down to me, in my opinion, guys.
Michael Hector, a good player, but I don't know about him, man, in this team, man. But Theodore Whitmore love to play him. I don't know why. He's a good player, but he always have a mistake in him, no matter what. He's like
Mm-hmm.
the opposite of Lovren, former Liverpool defender. He can play so good in the game, but he always switch off. And in international football, bro, he has to keep focus. And I think that's the problem with Hector. Good player, but always have a mistake in him. Always turn over the ball. As a professional player, he don't get goal style of the player all the time. He always, I don't know, man. I don't want to like I'm criticizing him, but
Yeah.
Daniel James is out for the season. I don't know if I'm going to get called up. He's injured, out for the season.
Oh, Daniel Johnson.
Daniel Johnson, yeah, the
Yeah.
Preston
So
holding midfielder.
he was expected to be fit for the last two games, but the reason why he is not going to play, they're saying he's out for the season, is because the coach doesn't find a reason for him to play. But if as obviously if Jamaica calls on him, he should be ready in terms of his fitness level, unless something happens. And
Hey,
yeah,
you forward
and
another
back to
30,
Hector as
you
well.
know?
With Hector, I feel like we judge him too harsh. I think we do, because a lot of people just, I feel like they just completely forgot about the fact that he played pretty well in the Gold Cup in 2019. And he does have a couple of games where he loses focus. He doesn't track back. But I still think that we need to give Hector credit where it's due, because he has performed. And obviously the coach trusts him, so that's also something else that we have to consider. And yeah.
Yeah, I'd want him in the team as a senior man, and with the experience that he has, I'd love him in the team. I wouldn't want him to start. That's all I'm saying. No, I love experience around the squad. The battles that Hector has gone in with the yellow shirt on his back, you can't take that away. But please help the young guys out, be a second or third coach on the bench, help the young youths some more. But I don't want you to be the starting center back. No.
Bro. Listen,
Definitely.
Topi should be in that squad over Hector. Like, I don't know why. Hector must see an next Jamaica jersey, boss. He's not going to help carry the water, sure, but he must see no more. Like, the man is horrendous, bro. I don't know. People keep telling me about the championship, and if I see Andre Gray in the champion, I saw Hector play for Fulham, and it was a disaster. Disaster, boss. He cannot defend. And I was going to give him a chance and say, yo, play him at the CDM. and maybe him can lose the ball there, say if he want or whatever. But it's not gonna
Can lose
happen,
the
bro.
ball.
And we have to
Hector,
remember,
Hector
Hector hasn't played this season, and he went to the game without playing a game since months before. And we also have to consider the fact that he was put in out of position, and he had the most work to do out of any player on the field. Um, he had to defend Dest, he had to defend Pulisic, and obviously, you know, when you consider how much work he had to do, he had no help. So these type of things you also have to consider. Um, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pick Topi because Topi hasn't played a competitive match in over a year, and I'm not just gonna pick him because he's local born or because I think he has great potential. If the potential is looked at properly,
All
and he
all
gets his
right.
opportunities. But yeah, so that's my take on it.
Based on some of the comments that I'm seeing, we're going to take a squad to the World Cup qualifiers and to the Gold Cup that hasn't played a full 90 minutes combined. Because most of the names that are flying about are players that have been playing. Um, I don't I don't know. You folks really want to see a squad filled with players who are extremely rusty and haven't kicked the ball. All right, fair
I
enough.
mean, if it's who we
Definitely not.
have, if they're our only options, then that's who
They
we have to
aren't.
go with.
They
Because I
aren't
mean,
our
pretty
only
much they
options,
are. I
though.
mean, when you look past Hector, like you said, Lambert, and then who else? Nobody, basically.
No,
Maybe
but
Anthony,
David,
but he hasn't
David,
played.
he's
Yeah,
saying, David, that a lot of people want us to use a lot of the local players who aren't playing.
right.
So, yeah, but that's not like we want the players who are playing.
Of
Right.
course, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want us to use the American players or the foreign based players, but
Yeah,
those are the
it's not a
ones who
good
are
look at
playing.
all when other
Yeah,
Right.
countries look at
So,
us.
and it goes back again to the emotions because too often we get our emotions tied up when we're assessing football or even sports in general. I know they're your players because they play locally or whatnot, or you like this player, but because you like him or because whatever doesn't mean that player is the best option for us at any given time or at this given time. All
Shaman
right.
Nicholson.
This man is Mario.
But yeah, so folks, just let's just be realistic, all right? Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep in mind too. We can't really say much about against Shamar Nicholson because he played the last Gold Cup too with this team. He has been playing at the international level with the team for a lot of years now. So right now, among the players that has passport again, they're working on some working on documents. We understand that, but among Gray, Nicholson, East, Orgill, I mean, it's between Gray and Nicholson. He can't start Gray every game. So right now, Nicholson and Gray, it's a toss-up depending on what kind of system you want to play and what type of strategy is going to be. That's why I say Tapa needs some help, man.
As you mentioned, Tapa
Yeah.
needing help. Um, what's his name? Tivoli coach. Wait. Is he still the assistant coach to? Because I heard that Paul
Not
Hall
Tivoli coach, Arnett coach.
Arnett. I heard that they're getting a assistant to come and help Tapa, and it's touted to be Paul Hall. So I wanted to know what that meant for Wait.
But when what a lot of Jamaican don't understand at the international level, you have to have a lot of coach who do different stuff, and that's the thing. This is why Theodore Whitmore want a few more assistant coach. Cause really and truly, when you look at Liverpool, we know the JFF can afford it, but they need to do more to assist Theodore Whitmore, especially in some simple little thing. You want the
Like
training session
tactics.
to be record. You
Like
want to
tactics.
be um we call it a coach, someone video analyzer. You want a coach for that. Is basic thing he want. And if people don't understand, my mother always tell me, Ryan, do the basic stuff. Don't overthink it. And the basic stuff in life, you do them, the easy basic stuff, you get you in life. And the federation not doing the basic stuff. to get Theodore Whitmore and to get the nation over the line. What we want, the basic stuff, like they need a next mentor, what you call it, person who deal with the gears and stuff. They have one person. They need another person to do the vinyl, the record, the chaining. All of these things the JFF don't have. A lot of things we're going to we
And Dre,
need.
go ahead, Ryan. Finish your point. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we need a lot of stuff, and it's not much Theodore Whitmore asking for. And when the English coach or any other overseas coach, they get it. You know what I mean? And they're talking about no sponsorship. They need to try to get some sponsorship. The quality player we have, like the Leon Bailey, like the Shaman Nichols, like the Bobby Reed, the Ravel Morrison. We have so much great player we don't can put together to get some sponsorship for the players. Without money.
How Mount Pleasant get so much sponsorship? And
God,
the national
Mount
team
Pleasant.
get sponsorship. Mount
Pleasant. All right.
Yeah,
Let me not only that either. Now, let me explain how sponsorship works, because I did marketing in schools. I have a little bit of expertise in this. So, you have to sell your product. No, the JFF isn't doing anything whatsoever to sell its product, and in this case, the product is the football. We have really big players. We have players from playing all over the world. We see Leon Bailey came in Jamaica. He was there for roughly a month, and then he secured a sponsorship deal with KFC, right? No, that is his team selling their product. Their product in that case is Leon Bailey. Now, as you alluded to, Ryan, or I think it was you, Dre, when you spoke about their social media or the lack of social media. It is stuff like these, because if I am a potential investor, I want to see what you have that I need to invest in. Now, if I am not seeing what, especially now in the age of social media, we need to see people. If you go into a store, you buy with your eyes first, and then you take it up and you go to the dressing room and you try it on. You get me? If people aren't seeing anything, then they don't know what they're getting themselves into. The next thing, they build a level of trust through these level of interactions.
Definitely.
No, you're not interacting, as we allude to again, social media. It is one of the most prominent ways of interaction in today's age, right? The players themselves have social media pages that are uploading pictures of them training on a daily basis, picture of new kits, pictures of new whatever it is.
Yep.
All these social medias from the players are far more active than the JFF different social media handles. Now, I did a video on it a few weeks ago, and up to that time, JFF's last upload was December 9, and that was a picture of a reggae girl.
I'm glad it was.
And I had to speak about it, because every day we complain, oh, we don't have any sponsorship, we don't have any money to do this, we don't have any money to do that. But the question is, instead of playing the blame game, what are you doing to garner sponsorship? What are you doing to attract that interest from potential sponsors? I heard someone say, reggae music, for example, is loved worldwide, right? And then we have the Reggae Boyz. No, Jamaican culture is different from any other culture in the world. People love our culture globally. Why not? Why are we not even merging the reggae music with the Reggae Boyz then? Sell both of them, the TPD co. Use these avenues to gather sponsorship or to pique interest in the product. Because corporate won't look your side if they don't see how they can benefit. And if you are not putting any effort into your product to ensure that you are benefiting, how can corporate rely on you then to put effort in it so they can benefit? Because if there's nothing in it for them to gain, they are not going to be interested.
Don't run away, boss. You said you're in marketing, right?
Yeah.
Are you based in Jamaica, if you don't mind me asking? Are you?
No, I live in Toronto, but I did marketing and communication at Carmack. So I did journalism and marketing.
All right. So you guys weren't on the stream that we did with Ryan the other day, but I have always had this big growth like I brought up the whole social media thing as first, but this thing about jerseys, boss, in 2021, and I spoke to Earl Bailey about this on a stream because it is so concerning, right? I wanted to get a jersey, a Jamaican jersey, a authentic Jamaican jersey, not like one where you pick up at the airport where you just come a t-shirt, right? And I went on the JFF website, and you're telling me that the JFF website is so unprofessional. Let a 5-year-old make the website. it has 2 jersey, a black one and a yellow one, and 2 cap. 4 items on the website, boss. You can go on it right now. I think it's called JFF Live. 4
So
items. Wait, let me just land. Right? 4 items. And then I clicked on the jersey. No matter how expensive it be, I just say I want it because I'm there foreign now. I want to represent my country. I went on the thing. I look for cash in and all of this stuff. The JFF website is going to tell me that I need to come into the JFF headquarters, pay the money in cash before you can get a jersey. There's no means of sending the jersey through whatever UPS, whatever. You have to come in and pay cash, whether you're here, whether you're in Jamaica, whatever. That's one thing. In 2021, boss, we cannot get things shipped to us on the big official JFF website. That's one. The second thing is because I couldn't comprehend that, I'm saying a brethren of mine, go to the JFF website, go to the JFF headquarters to me, and go get the jersey. The people them say it's out of stock. No, you set up the website, you say that you have the jerseys, but when we send somebody there, it's out of stock. So it simply means that nobody is managing this website. Nobody is doing anything to market. They want to make money. They never have money yet. But this thing, when you have Lee and Bailey at the back of the jersey and all of these things, we're supposed to be able to make money from, because I can assure you that people overseas, because of patriotism, they want to get the jersey, they want to support the team, and they will buy it. They will get money for pay the players. They will get money to do whatever they want to do. And I found it so sickening, boss. I cannot understand how big Jamaica. I can buy a Liverpool jersey right now. I go up on Liverpool website and it's shipped from England. Come on my house. And you tell me that JFF in 2021, like we live in a caveman days, I have to take a plane to go to JFF headquarters to buy a jersey, boss? It's sickening.
it is. Ryan, you're in Toronto as well, so you know this. When was the last time you saw cash?
Beg your pardon?
When was the last time you saw physical cash?
It's sickening, boss.
Well, every fortnight I see physical cash because what I do, I take $30 out my pay every fortnight to purchase to save, to put towards to buy my Liverpool jersey every year.
Fair enough.
So,
I haven't
but
seen
$30, but I don't really use cash though.
Exactly, because that is the age that we're in. The last time I saw physical cash was probably 3 months or 2 months ago. And that's me, right? Because everything is done in such a way. I think, what's his name? Dre Anyweather. I see you wearing is that, what jersey is that?
Tell him, Ryan.
Okay, all right, fully blue. So people get jerseys from all over, and marketing is key in the ascertaining of jerseys, right? Now, Christian Pulisic, as we spoke about earlier, his jersey was the second most sold jersey worldwide after Lionel Messi. Exactly,
Wow.
exactly, right? Now, his jersey, and people say, okay, he only plays for Chelsea, but we have to remember as well that Christian Pulisic is an American. Now, America has 387 million people living there.
Yep.
Now, if they can see their player playing in the English Premier League and doing well, these persons are going to want to acquire a Christian Pulisic jersey, right? And that is just for the United States. Now imagine the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Precisely. So no, I go back to the JFF and because I don't know, you guys probably know Simon. Simon and I, we were speaking about it, and he kept saying, okay, it's a caveman mentality, it's old fashioned kind of thing. And I'm saying, don't complain then. Don't complain. Don't say, whenever you use the excuse that you don't have any money, that is harsh. I don't even want to go there, but it is garbage. It's utter rubbish. Because what are you doing? What are you doing to change the situation? And a lot of Jamaicans, we have that mentality as well. We like to play the blame game and the pointing fingers, making excuses. Even if you were a kid, why haven't you washed the dishes? Oh, I was busy doing this, or I was busy doing that. You don't provide a solution, you're providing excuses. And that is all I hear, excuses.
All right.
Hold on, let me finish the point.
Yeah,
Someone in the hold on, let me finish. Someone in the comments mentioned about the video analyst that Ryan alluded to. Now, these things are pivotal in any given team, and that is why probably myself here is not seen a system as I spoke about earlier, because these little bit of intricacies, they contribute to what happens on the field. Because we might think, that okay, when the team gets on the pitch, that's where the work starts, or that's where we see them best, or whatever. Most of the work is done behind the scenes in the tactics room. These video analysts that Ryan spoke about, that Tapper complained about not having, maybe these are the little pieces of the puzzle that Tapper needs to showcase his ability to the fullness of his potential, right? Because the tactics guy can come in and say, okay, this is Liam Bailey's strength. This is how he's been playing with Bayern Leverkusen. So if you put him here, you get what I'm saying? This player can know that he needs to go down this side. I'm pretty sure probably he's still even going on chalkboard in the age of technology. He's probably using a stick of chalk and saying, this is where you need to go. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. The archaic mindset surrounding the entire program, it is reflected in the team. And I think that is why we look so disorganized, because it starts at the top. All right, and it has trickled all the way down to what we're seeing on the pitch.
The one thing, so a lot of the complaints that we're having, and I'm sure we can all agree if I expand the point enough, it's basically a lot of this comes from JFF, right? There's not a lot of youth and modernization that's being put into JFF to kind of expose a lot of these things. You have to remember, Tapper came out of that system, right? He succeeded and became what he became from that. We made 98 work from that. So they're looking at that as the only means for success. But another thing that you mentioned too is that a lot of Jamaicans only see something when somebody else doing it, right? I want to jump on when you already made it. JFF, they might know that these things exist, and yes, marketing and selling jerseys, and we need a video analysis and all of these things, but they don't want to put the money to it. No, I bet if me and Demo know, we say, you know what, we're going to start up our own Reggae Boyz Twitter and IG page, and we're going to promote the players then for a full amount, and then we're going to say, all right, halftime, and Jay Anywhere, we're going to start make some shirt, and we're going to sell some throwback 98 shirt with Whitmore and Bala and Peter Cargill Pande, and now the four we know, make money off of the Reggae Boyz. Now you see JFF come up. You know, so you can't do that, and you need to cut to your slice of ABNs.
Exactly, boss.
They don't want to do it, and that is the biggest problem. So there's a lot of things where we put blame on the people that we see in the spotlight, where I don't feel like it should go that way. Tapper is the man where blame for a lot of the time, but Tapper should be the coach and the video analysis and the man doing this, that, there, and my work with the B team and I work with chill. A lot of these things JFF don't want to spend money for. Oh, it worked in 98, it's supposed to work again, and we don't need to do that. And we get a cut of somebody else doing it without we actually putting out the building blocks to get it done. And that is the problem I see with a lot of what are going on with the Jamaica system. So a lot of the things that you were talking about, I agree 1,000%. But the will is not there. They're just waiting for somebody else to do it so they can jump on and get their slice.
Jersey that I have on, if JFS had a Leon Bailey shirt on the website, then guess what I'll be wearing? A Leon Bailey number 7.
Of course.
Not available.
I have never owned a Reggae Boy jersey. I have a number of friends who represent the national team, and the only way I can acquire a Reggae Boy jersey is reaching out to these friends. And that shouldn't be the case, because these friends have relatives or whoever that probably a mother or a sister or brother, or even someone even closer than I am to them, because I may have met this person through probably a media gathering or an interview or whatnot. So you get what I'm saying? That shouldn't be the only way for me to acquire a jersey.
Hold on, my last point before I go. The jersey I have on right now, let me get this from Fort Lauderdale area, right? Let me ask you something. Me go match a stadium. I've gone match in New York area, and in that stadium, everybody have on Jamaican memorabilia. Everybody, whether it be a hat, a shirt, you go carnival, you see it.
Probably will let them make a
It's crazy to me, and you have in the marketing background. It's crazy to me that you wouldn't want to capitalize on this money that you're losing.
Exactly.
It's not even the fact that you're not even doing it. You're losing. You all the biggest Jeff complaint is we don't have the money to do it. But yet at the same time, you have the coach, which is a legend for the squad, and you don't have a shirt with the name on the back. I cannot go on the website. You know, I say, like, you have people will leave the country and migrate to England. You know, you have all of these Jamaica represented everywhere. As you mentioned before, I forgot who said it. Reggae is a global brand. Right? Everywhere you go, if you come with an accent, people know.
Yeah.
Sterling, as much as Sterling is English, Sterling I make clocks with it because what? You know, Jamaica is a powerful brand. Yeah. I'm saying that to say this. Their unwillingness to do something and then complaining about it, and then the solution is right here, is the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life. Then all of the Chinese people, sorry if anybody feels sensitive about that, but there's so many fake versions and versions of shirts that are out there the JFF is making no money from, and they still have the gall to complain about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think that they're unwilling to do it, you know. But just not think them have nobody for do it. Like you see the other day when we get the English players coming in, the Instagram start go off now. They start use the Instagram to introduce some of the players. I don't know if you saw that. If you went on the Instagram page, like you see them. I am this person.
I remember it.
They started doing that now, but that just started happening. I don't know who raised them up about it or whatever. But I mean, you have you and UTech and all of these places. People do marketing, people do media, people do all of. I'm sure you can hire somebody. They just don't want to pay for run them kind of stuff. That's all.
I get this jersey. I get this jersey by anyway. That's supposed to go ahead. They want to say something.
Yeah. So look at this. COVID-19 going on, right? Everybody's wearing a mask. They're wearing designer knockoff brand masks. Wouldn't JFF, you would think that they would take advantage of this strategy and print or have it on the website that your COVID-19 JFF Reggae Boy, authentic Reggae Boy
and Bailey mask.
You understand? Number 9 here, number 7 there, and the name beneath it. It is so easy.
Number 1, Blake. Blake would sell like crazy because he's a staple in the team at every international level, at every international game and friendly and tournament. Blake is our number 1 choice keeper. So some Blake number 1.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Our logo.
Yeah, guys, it's all of your problem you having, but the JFF not doing that. Ryan LFC, I promise you guys, I will solve all of these problems. Watch out. Don't surprise. I am going to be. I'm not going to say what, but look out for it next.
Call me. I live 20 minutes from you. Call me.
Okay, I will give him a number. I will solve all of you guys' problem. I have to control. So
I'm sorry, I'm saying it as joking, Miranda, but I'm very serious. If we are building right now, this is the first layer cement. I don't know if you're used to building house backyard, but the first layer cement before you start put up the black men of our community of voices for Jamaican football on YouTube, right? The thing is, JFF, they don't see it yet, but because they don't allow people in the little conglomerate that they have going on. But what happens is, if we then start come together and we start making these moves, as I mentioned with Dreamer, if we start to say, you know what, we're going to start contacting these players directly, and we start promoting a separate Reggae Boyz IG page.
Yep.
I know instead of people going to the JFF page, they start going there. And then between anywhere and halftime, you hear say, oh, they start selling shirts and it's coming from.
Yeah, we can source some signed jersey too. We can source some signed jersey.
JFF is in contact now with Ryan LFC LLC because we need to collect some money from Uno. And
you're spot on, bro. You're spot on. It's just embarrassing, boss.
Anyway, he alluded to a point before I forget. He mentioned Leon Bailey, and we know Germany is so close to Netherlands, to the Dutch, right? maybe a couple hours,
Yeah.
and but the Bob Marley Three Little Birds is playing in the Ajax Stadium every weekend,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Leon Bailey is the biggest Jamaican name in Europe, right? Why are we not capitalizing on opportunities like these, right? It is
Wait, let's say Ajax met them third kids. Look at
Yeah,
Ajax
Buying
third.
that, by the way. I'm buying that.
Bob
I'm betting that,
Marley
by the way.
third.
you get what I'm saying?
Anything you have it and we're not.
You get what I'm saying? And we, like, I know Leon
But
Bailey
some
is
of the thing
probably.
them, some
Go
of the
ahead.
thing them guys, we have to be careful. Some of the thing them JFF can because it's for them product and they don't have the knowledge to clamp down on all of these things to say, all right, listen, they can't do that, they can't do this stuff and all of them stuff there. But quick intermission, guys. If you guys interested in Cards Plug, make sure you guys go and check out Cards Plug. Use the coupon code Ryan LFC to get 10% off your order. Everything will be done in the description. Perfect gift for your loved one. Make sure you go and support the brand.
So you get 98 on your card. What's
Yeah, man,
it?
Hey,
solid,
never got
man.
a full 99.
Solid, man. Solid. 98,
What?
bro. Solid.
Is that what?
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper.
90 for real.
Yeah.
98,
Yeah.
bro. So.
93
Red.
go World Cup, man. That's why I'm got 98, man.
Yeah,
Huh?
98, man. 98, man. Is a sign, man. I'm very solid, man. I should be, me should be the number one for Jamaica.
Here,
Why you stop play?
Yeah, me stop play long time because of kids, bro. And then the club them in Jamaica, you sign for this contract, them come telling you. They give you it for 3 months straight. Then after that, they want come give you 15,000. Like say, yeah, I look a boy, or them look a stuff there. You know, so I just left it alone, man. I finished my career at age 21. I just couldn't bother with it, bro. When I leave school, I just couldn't bother with it.
I finished
No
at 8.
consistent payment, bro.
I finished at 18. I decided that okay, I needed to focus on the
Most
studies.
of these players in the Reggae Boyz team I play with, you know.
I play with Brian.
You see
I
what
played
I'm
with.
That's
I played with
Shaman
Brian
Nichols.
I played with Brian Brown.
They play Brian Brown in D Cup.
Yeah, we won the Costa Cup together 2010.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm a ball for Shaman Nichols every time. That's what I mean.
No, seriously. Different from the Shaman record. Shaman, I'm a next door neighbor, someone who I grew up, or someone who I have link with and stuff.
Lot,
he's a good player, bro. I'm not just because I know Shaman and talk to him every now and then. He's a good player. He has been produced international for Jamaica whenever him get him opportunity.
Yeah.
When him come on,
a big baller for true, man.
Nobody never said a big ball, but I'm just saying Gray is ahead.
Yeah, everybody have them opinion. Understand? Just like how you are saying Andre Gray play one game for Jamaica and you just Andre look. You understand? But everybody have them opinion. You have to disagree.
True. That's what makes it fun. Because if everyone had the same opinion, then this world would be an extremely boring place, as I love to say.
But all of us agree that if Antonio comes, he's going to be one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's a given.
Fine.
But guys, it's long. Sorry for have you guys so long, but you know, I just want to tell you guys it's over 2 hours. 2 hours and 12 minutes. Sorry for have you guys long. This is a Friday night elite Reggae Boyz show. This is what I'm going to do every Friday, 6 p.m. So if you guys want to join in, it's not going to be a regular thing. You know what, guys? I always protect my brand, and you guys going to protect your brand. So to be active all the time on someone else's channel, that's not a good thing. You understand? You always have to protect your brand. No, seriously, bro. It's reality. You have to tell reality. You think it's every day, every Friday, I'm going to link anywhere there to come on the show. Halftime TV, Demo J. You have your family and all of these stuff. So yeah, but if you guys want to be on the show on Friday, just email me DM and say, Ryan, I want to come on to do 5 or 6 minutes. Whatever, I appreciate that. But I appreciate you guys coming. Viewers, thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button. But tell the people, if you guys want to continue, if you guys have anything you want to close off, go for it.
Folks, in the comment section, I I have Ball Talk on Instagram every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. local time. We discuss most relevant sporting topics, primarily about football. So it's either EPL or Champions League or whatever. Giveaways, signed jerseys, calling credit, you name it. So if you wanna take part, you can check it out. Monday coming and
type that in the chat here. More for follow. Just type it in the chat.
yeah. So I'll type it in afterwards. I'll shoot you a message. But yeah, yeah, Ball Talk every Monday. My channel Halftime TV. We usually upload videos on Fridays, but I decided I was just going to use this week discussion with Ryan as this week's episode. So that's halftime TV, folks. Check it out. I share my views every week. It's not always a popular view, but it is always my view. So check out that as well. On Instagram, you can follow me at J_analyst21. Yeah, I'm there. Or you can check out Fan Zone on Sky. I'm there as well almost every week. Yeah.
Yeah, big massive fan of Sky. Anyway, that what you have to say? Anything you have to say?
Yeah, so Ryan, thanks again for having me on the program on the panel here. You can check me out. I do my weekly team summary of my 4 sports team: Chelsea, Lakers, Dallas Cowboys, Barcelona. Of course, it has something to do with the boys and or the big. But I do that every week. I do a weekly summary of each of those teams. And look forward to Sunday. Every Sunday it drops, and then you can go on my YouTube channel, same sports team name there, Dre Anywhere the Sports. Also on IG _any Dre. So you can find me on all platforms. Same name.
Yeah.
Demo J.
Hey.
No, well.
No, before Demo J.
Yeah,
I'm going Demo J last. Going my next brother. What's the name? What's the real name? Not a channel name. What's the name?
Oh, Peter, man.
Peter. Me always address you by Peter.
Yeah. One Name Sports on YouTube and on IG. I'm a lover of all sports. I pretty much watch or probably play everything from field hockey to cricket to football. Only thing I do is F1 and race car. But anything, if there's a sport and there's some competitiveness, we'll probably have some kind of stake in it. 2 out of the 4 teams that J Anywhere I like, which is the Lakers and Cowboys. The other 2 you can dash with a bush. What's
your Champions League final? Champions League final in a few weeks.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Chelsea for that one because I can't do the Man City at all. But love the discussion.
One team.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Subscribe to Demo.
Love the discussion. I will definitely. I would say the easiest way for all the fans and everybody to comment on Ryan's page. I will definitely link and put a comment in there, and I hope everybody else do as well, so I can follow everybody that wait in a central location. But definitely love the discussion, and I'll definitely be popping. I'm very active on IG. I see all the comments, and I'm good to give my opinion. It might not be right, but I'm willing to accept what I have to say and give my rebuttal to it because we don't all have the solutions, and I'm willing to learn and grow until we figure it out. So, yeah, One Name Sports, IG and YouTube. Check it out. I would say my April was very busy birthday month, couple of the big birthdays and certain things happen.
Happy belated birthday.
Definitely get back. Yeah. So yeah, for me and moving forward, the videos will become consistent again. But yeah, thank you for everybody.
All right.
Demo J.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have a YouTube channel like all of the legends. You can find me on Instagram. It's Demo116. Just a youth who love sports. I'm usually on Ryan's channel a lot because he's a Liverpool fan and we do a lot of Liverpool content. But cricket season now, so I started playing cricket. So I'm not as active as I want. so that's what it is. Demo116 on Instagram. I'm definitely giving a follow, man. Very, very insightful commentary, and I love the vibe, you know?
Great.
Yeah.
I have 26 people. Most of the people has been left already. I have 26 people. But Halftime Sports, if you could just drop your link in on the YouTube thing that people can just 26 of you guys run up 26 subscriber. Just
It's not allowing me to type it in though. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, when him finish. Are you typing
what you could do send it me on Instagram now. Same thing with Paul. You can send me on anywhere that send the link now on Instagram. That's I can drop it. That's people can just click on it and just
Okay.
my name
inside
Peter
as well.
Ryan, not Paul. Peter.
Alright.
Paul. Sorry about that.
Peter.
You know the Peter, you know the song? One name Peter, one name Paul. Fly away, Peter. Fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter. You know that song there?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, that's a Peter.
Yeah, man. Me drop it upon the YouTube. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just follow it right now.
Alright, I'm gonna send it now to you.
Yeah, man, just send it, guys, because you guys need to follow these guys because they do great stuff, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, boss.
Alright.
You see it? You see Demo?
Me look, me find him on Instagram.
No, man, pan YouTube, man. Me not see it arrive in the chat. Me just see him just comment. I am hold on. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
from
man.
One Aim Sports. I just subscribe to One Aim Sports.
No, man, me I talk about directly drop the link. So
Well, me
Alright,
find.
alright, I sent it to you, Ryan.
alright, so this is the first one. So this is Anyway That Sports. He's the first one who send me feed. So this is the link, guys. So make sure you go and subscribe to Anyway That Sports. Hit that link, guys. I just drop it in the chat so you guys can hit it. That's Anyway That Sports one. So just 26 of you guys just hit on that and just subscribe. Follow the journey with Anyway That Sports.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging you guys. Just hit it. Demo J.
Done.
And not only just subscribe, man. Just watch the video too, man.
Yes, boss.
You subscribe, Demo?
Yes, boss.
Alright. Yeah. I'm waiting for your one in Paul.
Yeah,
You know,
drop
send me
it.
the link.
Why man keep on calling Paul?
I'm so bad at name, man. Paul, it's Peter, bro.
Just
Where
say
you
One
look
Aim.
for? Yeah,
Eh?
yeah. What? That's why I'm not pick up for you myself. Where you need, but I'm sorry.
His name is in the chat.
I sent it, Ryan, but I sent it from a different phone, okay? A different Instagram. Because I'm using my phone now. Yeah. So you probably have to check requests or something.
Ryan DM must be full, you know.
Yeah, man, me always get a lot of thing, man. Sometimes I wonder if me are the coach. Yo, bro, me I tell you, bro, the people them come for me, bro.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to run because the laptop battery I got dead. So big up everybody, big up on yourself.
Me not see, me not get nothing from you.
Ryan, we
Yeah.
will.
From me?
Yeah.
I sent it from another phone, man. So you should check in the request because I don't think this account is following you. So it'll probably don't pop up in your main Instagram, in your main messages.
When I see it.
Yeah, I drop everything in the comments for this video. But again, I'll put it on the IG below.
Yeah.
The link for Ryan's video as well. So
Yeah.
all right.
That's
Yeah, shout out to
sent it
everybody.
again.
I'll follow everybody on here. So yeah, look out for it. I'll be in the comment section and I'll look out for that content.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but bless up.
But normally YouTube, when they comment, normally people could just click and go right to the channel.
Man City dead tomorrow.
Which team I support? Halftime TV.
Chelsea, man, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, them
Jesus
money have
Christ,
dragged my man them.
Chelsea, man. 2000, man. 2000. Chelsea since 2000.
Oh, Hasselbank era?
2000, all the way through. Good
So,
Jansen
so
come
good
straight all the
Johnson
way
and them
through.
man. Oh, all right, then you can respect
All
that.
the way
I'm
through.
from yeah, them
2000.
billionaire money everybody so we can't really watch them, drain with that.
Before the money and everything. So Chelsea is through and
Alright.
through.
Alright, guys. Respect, man. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate you guys coming on. I really appreciate it. Make sure you
Yeah, man.
guys hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button.
Yeah,
See you
man. I
guys
remember
next
Ball
week,
Talk
Friday.
Monday. Yeah,
Ball
Ball
Talk.
Talk Monday.
You know too, bro. Try work at night.
Yeah, don't worry, man. Don't
Every time
worry.
I sleep, when me wake up 9:15 Canadian time to go to work.
Yeah,
But I will jump on if anything one day my day have change or so. But if you
yeah,
need
man.
nothing, bro, you can link me. Just
Yeah,
send me a
man. May I
number on
reach out
WhatsApp.
to you? Yeah, may I reach out to you? Because who knows? Probably me need Shamanicals Monday night. You make it know.
Alright, no send nothing, brother. Look a bit.
Yeah, man. Guidance.
Yeah, respect. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys. It's Friday night show, 6 p.m. Jamaican time. If you're in the United States or Canada, Eastern time, it's going to be 7 p.m. in Canada. But I respect most of you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Look out for some more Jamaican content coming in the next days. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, from your boy Ryan LFC, I like to say peace out. Thanks for watching. Demo J, bless up yourself. Any weather sports, bless up yourself. Big up to every single one of you guys, man. Enough love. Peace out.